And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tom Zanito Stadium here in beautiful Vacaville, California, for this 25th broadcast in our 5th year of covering high school football right here on the Solano College Sports Network. As you can see on the screen, the visiting Liberty Lions are taking on the Vacaville Bulldogs. My name is Brian Nelson, and join with me in the booth this fine evening is Chris Zavaglia and Josh Kinder. Now, Chris, what are your expectations for Liberty coming into this opening non-conference matchup?
Liberty struggled last year on offense. They scored 25 touchdowns total in 10 games last year, which is not very good for a high school football team. So Ryan Dutt in this offense, coming out of a trips right kind of offense, as well as a pistol offense and an I form against his Vacaville nickel defense. If they get past that second level, head on towards the safeties, they should be fine in this game.
So we will keep an eye on Liberty's offense against Vacaville's defense. Josh, meanwhile, on the other side, who's a player that really catches your eye coming into this opening home matchup for the Vacaville Bulldogs?
Oh, well, I'd have to go with number 22, Timothy Jackson. Last year, he was a backup for Daniel Wright, who went down early last season. Right when his number got called, he rushed for more than 800 yards in only about 6 games. If you add on the other 4 games that he rushed for over 1,000 yards and had a touchdown almost every game.
So the fullback is going to be key for the Vacaville Bulldog offense. And right after this short break, we will have the opening kickoff right after this.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me. At solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
it's more than just sports. It's an education.
And welcome back to Tom Zanito Stadium. Vacaville has won the toss, but they have elected to defer to the second half, so that means they'll be kicking off to this Liberty team that last year, as Chris mentioned in our little pregame intro, struggled last year with a 4-6 record and really struggled in their own conference with a 1-4 record, which is good for second to last in the Bay Valley League. Meanwhile, for Vacaville, they came off a good season in the Monticello Empire League with a 4-1 record and 8-4 overall record for Vacaville. So looks like on paper might be a little bit of a mismatch, but you never know. New season, so very excited for this opening kickoff. There you get a good look at one of the returners, John Fio, as well as Kenroy Higgins are the two men standing back to receive this opening kickoff. Higgins is one of the captains for Liberty alongside Zane Hinojosa, Ryan Dutt, and Tristan Viala. Vacaville's captains were Trayvon Hunt, Cameron Mitchell, Timothy Jackson, and Jake Levengood. So kicker Brandon Talton taking his steps back, and we're ready for the kickoff. As the PA announcer loves to say, we stand up for the kickoff. And Talton kicks it away. Higgins lets it sail over his head out of the back of the end zone. Great leg from Talton, and that will be an opening touchback.
First game of the season, Friday Night Lights. Gotta love it, guys. Gotta love it.
It's good to be back.
There you get a look at Timothy Jackson briefly. He's going to be a star, hopefully, for the Bulldog offense. We'll see what he does on the defensive side, as he looks like he's going to be lined up at linebacker. Quarterback Ryan Dutt under center with 2 wide receivers spread to either side, 1 on each side. Tight end in motion. Handoff up the middle, and that is snuffed out. Fio trying to fight for some extra yards, but he is going to get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Classic Bulldogs defense right there. Dog pile.
And so let's talk about the Bulldogs starters. Kyle Mills and Jake Levengood are your starting defensive ends. Stefano Meniku and number 79, Jordan Santos, look like the two defensive tackles. Dutt over to his left side, and he hits a little out pattern to wide receiver number 14, Zane Hinojosa. He was the leading receiver for Liberty last year. And there you get a look at his dimensions. 6 foot tall, 175 pounds, play both ways. Looking for that senior leadership, and that gain of 7 will bring us to a 3rd and 3.
I think the key for Liberty tonight, especially against this nickel defense in back of high, they used to put the back off coverage. So if Dutt can work those, short routes, those curl routes, against this back of high defense, they should be fine. So
that's going to be a close gain. John Fio with the handoff out of the pistol formation, and the refs will signal that is good enough for a first down, so that will move the chains. Big pickup on 3rd down for Liberty. So they're going to switch out running backs. Looks like Higgins is in the backfield with Dutt. Out of that pistol formation, 2 wide receivers. Toss to the left side, and they're going to swallow up Higgins after a gain of about 5.
Good carry right there from Higgins. I mean, I like the pistol. Starting off different varieties as far as, Dutt in the offense. Back of high's playing the safety up towards the line of scrimmage, almost playing a 4-4 type defense. If Higgins can bounce up, somehow get past that second level of the linebackers, he's only got 1 safety to beat up top, and he should be fine.
Yeah, I would like to see on the Liberty side them block a little bit better for Higgins, but Higgins gets another handoff, and he stumbles forward close to the first down marker. It'll be short by about 3 yards.
Sometimes it's not that big explosive run, though, that they need. Just little by little, keep eating away at yards, and you're going to tire out that defense.
Yeah, you got 4 on the first down carry, 3 on the second down carry. We'll see what they have here on 3rd down. Traditional I formation, tight end in motion is Michael Cole, and that one right up the middle, and they will get another first down. So matriculating down the field.
Great job in getting the running game started. Running game sets up the passing game, and you throw along the play action with that. Bite the safeties up top and the cornerbacks. Dutt could have a pretty big day here.
Yeah, and based off of the defensive starters that Coach Pop sent us, they run a 4-2-5. So really defense designed to take away the passing game. Been all run so far as Higgins gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage, and that's the kind of penetration Coach Pop likes to see on defense.
That didn't work out for him.
Yeah,
Great job by linebacker Shane Garner right there. Shot the gap and stood up Higgins at the line.
Yeah,
how about that?
Looks like Garner and Jackson are your 2 linebackers in this formation. CJ Toller out there with Nicholas Smith, as well as Jake Narayan, some of the defensive backs for Vacaville in their starting lineup. The second down, this play action pass. He has a man open, Hinojosa, and he connects on it. He tight ropes down the field, and that is going to be 6 for Liberty.
Wow. I can't even believe that. I thought he was going to drop it, honestly.
How about that from Hinojosa? Dutt threw it up, trusted his receiver on that one. First game of the season, why not test at the corners? Garcia right there got tested right, and Hinojosa able to capitalize and score that touchdown.
And we talked about how the run sets up the pass. That was the first play action pass we've seen in this game from Liberty, and it worked to perfection as Hinojosa gets his first touchdown reception of the season. He had 4 last year for Liberty, and that Dutt to Hinojosa connection looks like it carried over from last year to this year.
As you said, Brian, I saw the linebackers bite, and linebackers bite, DBs bite. And Hinojosa, with his great speed up top, went on the outside, able to keep his feet in bounds for that nice touchdown.
So that extra point by kicker Jake Croteau is up and good. Not the strongest leg, but, you know, it does its job. Just sneak over the bar. That's all you need to do for the PAT.
Just got in.
And that will cap off this opening touchdown drive for Liberty. So a slow and steady pace after that touchback. Get 2 crucial third down pickups with the running game. And there, that long touchdown pass to Hinosa, and Liberty is up 7-0. Josh, how does Vacaville respond to this opening touchdown? They have yet to touch the ball on offense, so obviously a lot of game left to play. What do you think
Honestly,
is key
they
for
gotta
Vacaville?
stick to their roots. Stick to their roots. That we play Bulldog football. That's what they're good at. That's what they're known for. No need to go a little tricky.
And you, Chris, what does Liberty's defense have to do really to keep this momentum on their side with Vacaville having their first offensive possession coming up in a matter of moments?
I mean, in a perfect world, you know, 3 and out would be great. Ideally, you know, get the offense back on the field, tire out the back of high defense. Liberty's coming out with a 4-4, trying to stop that wing T offense of Vaca High, and if they're able to do that, shut down the running game. I don't think Vaca High has much of a passing game. Cameron Mitchell, pretty much a fresh quarterback. Didn't really get much playing time last year behind Troy Claunch. You know, if Vaca High can somehow squeak in that running game against the Liberty defense, should be a close game. But if not, I mean, Liberty seems stout, got a good 4-4 up front, so we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be key for this rotation of running backs. We mentioned Timothy Jackson. He looks a lot bigger and stronger from last year just physically. And then the diminutive Trayvon Hunt, if you're a starter and you're 5'4" and a running back, that means one thing. You got some speed behind those legs. So some power, some lightning, that kind of combination for a big play I think would be huge for the Bulldogs on offense. But we will see as the kicker for the Lions, Cruteau, is getting set to kick off. Hunt is one of the returners. Can't see quite who the other returner is for Vacaville. Then you get a look at the 2 returners for the Bulldogs. This kick is going to flutter and hit the 15. Hunt is going to take it up the right side. He breaks a couple tackles. He's going to get by the kicker, and he has the Jets to go all the way, and he gets tripped up right at the 20-yard line. I thought Hunt was all the way to the house, but good hustle by the Liberty special teams. But that is exactly what Vacaville needs to get this crowd back into this game.
There's the speed we were talking about.
And so let's look at Hunt run down the sideline.
The Jets to go all the way, and he gets
tripped up there.
Just got a piece of his foot. Like we was just saying, I mean, Hunt, with his speed, I mean, you put him behind Lemongood on the left side, I think that should be a great day for Hunt in the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. The development of Vacaville football, obviously, when you have a graduating class, you lose some talented players, but talented players inevitably step up to take their place. And so Jackson and Hunt are the 2 running backs in the backfield with Mitchell. And they hand it to Big Jackson. He breaks a couple tackles, runs to the right side, and that is going to be a 15-yard rushing touchdown for the fullback, Timothy Jackson.
Yep, that's what we see from Timothy. He's a power, but he also has a little bit of speed, can break tackles, very nimble on his feet. It's exactly what we saw last year.
Yeah, great shiftiness in the hole, and he avoided all the clutter that 4-4 defense provides up the middle for Liberty, and he bounced it out to the outside where there's nothing but green in front of him before he crossed the pylon for 6.
Yeah, great job from Jackson right there. Took it up the gut and actually started on left side, hit the cut to the right. Corner got sucked into that middle, and Jackson was able to get on the outside and score a nice, easy touchdown.
Yeah.
Great answer back right there.
And for Liberty, that's going to be key, is always to have discipline on those edges, because you never know if a counter's coming, what kind of cutback happens. And an interesting formation here for the PAT. They're going to run a little option play with Jackson. He bowls over the line for 2. So a little trickeration by the Bulldogs as they have their entire line up on the left side of the field. Just the center hikes it to Jackson, and he has Hunt in the backfield. So he has an option to either toss it to Hunt or take it himself, and that able to punch through for the 1-point lead. So that is an interesting call by Coach Papadopoulos. Over the years, we've seen the aggressiveness from Coach Mraz on the other Vacaville team at Will C. Wood. Maybe a little change in philosophy, just be a little bit more aggressive here.
No, I like it from Coach Pop right there. You know, good. Reminds me of a college team, Ohio State. I know when they scored their first touchdown, typically They run out the, I forgot, the swinging gate. That's what it's called. They run that out a lot, and you see, first touchdown of the game, they try to set that tone. And that's exactly what Coach Pop did right there, and Jackson able to power his way through once again.
And I believe the kicking statistics for Talton last year was only 3 for 7, so he wasn't the most accurate PAT guy that Vacaville has. Obviously has a big boot. We saw him kick it out of the end zone, so maybe he's more of a comfortable with a long-range type of game. I believe he plays soccer as well. So whatever was behind the philosophy, it works here. 8-7 is your lead with 8:02 left in this exciting first quarter of action. High school football is back with a bang, baby.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Brian.
And it is, the sun is setting, but the excitement is palpable here from both sides as Liberty had their opportunity to get their crowd involved with the opening drive touchdown. Vacaville responds with 8 points of their own, and now Liberty will look to try to put some more points up as Talton getting set to kick off. Higgins will watch this one bounce out of the back of the end zone yet again for the second touchback for Talton. And there you get a good look at the kicker as he walks off. He did his job, flirting a little dangerously with that sideline, but managed to get the kind bounce to roll back out of the end zone instead of out to the left towards the sideline. And so they're going to, it looks like, change up quarterbacks for Liberty as Jay Butterfield is checking into the game. So rotational quarterbacks for Liberty as Butterfield in the pistol with 3 wide, actually 4 wide, 3 wide receivers to the top of the formation, and one of them jumps offside. Edric Lamar looks like the man who committed the infraction as the Zebras will meet and discuss who specifically jumped for the Lions. Lions and Zebras and
I like that.
Bulldogs online.
I like that.
It's a jungle out there. Or
There-
zoo. Whichever one.
Literally, I mean.
And so Butterfield's first play under center, well, or in the pistol, not exactly what the Lions wanted as they drop back 5 yards. Butterfield's going to go deep down the field, and he's going to have the connection, and oh, he just bobbled it. Trayvon Hunt, the man in coverage, only 5'4", so Butterfield obviously wanted to go over the top with that pass as Sione Vakai was the intended receiver, almost made a huge connection.
I like that right there from Butterfield. They spread it out, two wide receivers on each
the
side.
Replay there, it is in the hands of Vakai, but just broken up by the lunging Hunt.
And that's what Liberty needs to do. Like I was just saying, Butterfield spread out the ball. They spread out the defense with Vaca High, and he had the mismatch. Hunt, short guy, 5'4", and Vakai, taller receiver. He had no safety help up top, and why not test him? And he did, and unfortunately didn't make the play.
And then typically you usually see your outside receivers go deep and your slot receivers go short. There they flipped it, and that really opened up no safety help. So Liberty's passing game looks like it has big play potential. As that little slant to Hinosa not able to be timed up, and good pass breakup by Shane Garner, the linebacker, as well as Nick Smith, the corner.
Looked like a little miscommunication right there from Butterfield and Hinosa.
Yeah, you hope Butterfield doesn't have butterfingers as the quarterback, and he's pretty accurate here. 3rd and 15, tough task for any offense to pick up 3rd and long. Vacaville can kind of expect a passing play here or maybe a short dump-off screen.
This is where Vaca High, back off coverage, play that cover 4 that they usually do.
Butterfield instead goes a wide receiver screen, and that one's tipped at the line of scrimmage with C.J. Toller, the man who broke up that pass play. So you talked about 3 and out for Liberty. When Vacaville had the ball, Vacaville does exactly that here after they scored their first touchdown. And so immediately their offense is going to come back on, presumably, as Butterfield is going to stay out there and be the punter.
Yeah, great job from Vaca High answering back against Liberty offensively and defensively, and now they're in great field position, it looks like, here with this punt.
Butterfield. Narayan is going to fair catch it, and a little miscommunication there from one of the gunners, Lamar. A little playful tackle. It wasn't anything egregious enough for a penalty, but that fair catch is going to be taken at the 41-yard line, so not the strongest punter from Butterfield, as that one just kind of lofted up in the air, and a fair caught by Narayan. So great field position for the Vacaville Bulldogs. It is the first quarter. Vacaville has an 8-7 lead after Liberty jumped up to an early 7-0 lead. Vacaville responded with a 15-yard rushing touchdown from fullback Timothy Jackson.
Now let's see if Liberty can, set the tone in their defense. Last time around, they had that one play, and, Vacaville had the momentum going. So I don't think they were really, on their toes. I think they were back on their heels, getting ready.
Jackson in motion. They're going to swing out wide to Murga, the starting wide receiver. That one's going to gain about a yard. So interesting formation with Jackson going in motion toward that left side, acting as a blocker, and Murga only able to pick up that short yard. And that first play, Trayvon Hunt got a little breather because he plays both ways, and Dylan Warfield was the running back in the backfield. We'll see if Warfield stays out there, as Devin Mills is going to check into the ballgame, as well as one of the substitutes for the Bulldogs, as well as Ethan Howdyshell. So here, 7:24 in the first. Obviously, Vacaville leads, as you can see on our scoreboard, 8-7. Everybody has all their timeouts. Long huddle here for Vacaville.
Yeah, I was going to say, Vacaville is usually, go, go, go. Shoot to the line and hike the ball.
So Warfield goes out. Hunt comes in quickly to the line. Hunt goes in motion. They're going to hand it up to Jackson. He squeaks through a little bit, but he's going to be wrestled down by John Fio, the linebacker.
Great job from the defense right there, stopping Jackson. Looked like he had a hole close up quick, and Lions able to pounce on Jackson, keep the yardage short.
So John Fio and Brock Hammer, great name for a defender. That fake handoff up the middle, that is going to be a wide open lane to the left side, and he is going to be tackled down. Ethan Howdyshell, everybody bit on the up fake, and that allowed Howdyshell to pick up the first down on the outside on that third down run.
How about that block by Stefano, though? He just drove him to the ground to bring Ethan some room.
Yeah, it's important for these big linebackers to create holes for this rushing offense, and Meniku is one of the many strong linebackers, as that one is going to be bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. So Jackson tried to lunge for maybe a yard, but second down and long for the Bulldogs. So after no gain on first down, 2nd and 10, Jordan Murga is going to check back in at wide receiver. They're going to give it to the tailback, Warfield. Warfield is going to cut upfield, and it is going to be a goal-to-goal situation down about the 5-yard line. So it looks like the tailback position, the halfback, will be a rotation of Hunt and Dylan Warfield. Dylan obviously has a brother on the team as well, Dante Warfield. But Dylan there almost got 6, got tackled inside the 5-yard line. So it's going to be first down and goal. Cameron Mitchell under center. He's going to hand it to Jackson. And when you have somebody as big as Jackson, why not feed the beast inside the 5-yard line?
And you see Vaca High, feeding that left side of the line, leading behind Jake Levingood on the left side, on the left tackle position.
Yeah,
the offensive line is really stepping up as far as, producing these holes for these running backs.
Let's give a shout out to the starting line. Jake Levingood at left tackle, Kyle Mills at left guard, Nathan Gomez at center, and they create a hole to the right side, and he is going to waltz in after breaking 2 tackles. Dylan Warfield for 6.
Hit a brick wall, literally, stopped, bounced off, and ran it in. How about that?
He also knocked over the defender when he hit the wall.
Yeah, just unfortunately poor fundamentals, as you can look at that replay, not wrapping up on the running back Warfield, and he waltzes in for 6. And rounding out the starting offensive line, Stefano Meniku and Freddie Muzio. And so this interesting formation yet again, as the center is actually going to be the quarterback, Cameron Mitchell. There you see Hunt in the backfield. Man in motion. Oh, they throw it. And Jackson just overthrows Cameron Mitchell. So getting a little ahead of themselves with the running back throwing to the quarterback.
A little antsy right there from Jackson. You know, right when he got it, he just kind of threw it immediately. And, you know, an errant throw right there from Jackson. But, you know, Vaca High still up 14-8.
Yeah, if you see, it was kind of like we saw this at the Black and Blue Bowl game last year, and both teams didn't really trust their kickers, so they always try to go with another way, which is what we've seen now with the two-point conversion. I think that's what Vacaville is showing now, is that they're not necessarily trusting on Talton's foot, but they do know how to score another way around.
And it's an interesting way to do it. You know, first game of the season, usually you want to test it out. You know, I wouldn't say as far as negative-wise, but, I mean, you want to test out what you have. So, I mean, I'm kind of shocked from Pop's perspective. You know, I get you want to, you know, start things, you know, creatively and everything like that, but, you know, why not give your kicker a chance? It's the first game of the season. You got your team scored 2 quick touchdowns. First quarter, you're up 14-7. Why not?
Yeah, we apologize. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty with our scoreboard. Vacaville is leading 14-7 after that touchdown and failed 2-point conversion. So if you convert your 2 points at a 50% clip, then obviously you effectively get a point after attempt. But like Chris said, why not give your kicker an opportunity, as 3 for 3 is Talton with the touchback as he kicks that into the end zone and is fielded by Higgins.
Got a leg from Talton. How about that? 3 touchbacks? I mean, that's 60 yards each time. That's not bad for a high school kicker. Yeah,
and typically this is the side of the field that has the wind aid you, but at this point in the evening, no wind whatsoever. We're pretty high, so we would feel if there was any sort of breeze kind of aiding that. So that's just all leg from Talton. And so Ryan Dutt back out there under center, or in the pistol, as they hand it to the sweeping running back, Vaki, and he is going to pick up a first down after a huge gain of 20.
I think that tricked everyone, even the cameraman.
Yeah, with those fake handoffs, you're not exactly sure who he's handing off to, because after he handed off to Vaki, he fake handed off to the tailback, but that just kind of makes everybody freeze, gives Vaki a lane to run, and they picked up a huge first down. So it looks like the offense is a little bit more comfortable under Dutt than Butterfield. We'll see if they keep switching out quarterbacks as this game progresses. Same type of play, but instead they hand it to the tailback, and he is going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
Same play, different outcome.
Yeah, obviously with the same look, you want to have them bank that you're going to do the same play the exact same way, but Vacaville disciplined enough, sniffed that one out pretty easily. There's actually going to be no gain, so this is a 2nd down and 2. 4 wide receivers, 2 split out to each side, as you can see in that formation. In the pistol, again, Vaki in motion. They're going to sweep it to the right side as Fio breaks a couple tackles up the middle, and he is going to be free to run towards the end zone, and he's going to be chased down from behind by the corner, Nick Smith. It looked like his own guy got in his way and prevented him from scoring that touchdown, but Liberty's shown the ability to go the big play, and let's look at this replay of this action as that sweep, and he's going to cut back up the middle against the grain, break a couple tackles, and there you see number 14 kind of stop his momentum, and they track him down from behind. Jake Narayan actually brought him down as we go live to Vaki, and he, again on the sweep, breaks a couple tackles, spins away, and he's going to go towards the pylon. Stiff arm. He is in for the touchdown. Oh, but there's a flag on the play. We'll see if this potentially could be face mask, because that was a vicious stiff arm that was leveled by Vaki. But an amazing individual effort by the running back on the sweep, and there you see his hands on his sides, obviously exhausted.
Power football from Liberty. You know, I'm really liking it. Setting the running game against his stout Vaca High defense.
And his quarterback giving him some love after that great effort, spinning away, breaking tackles. We'll see who the penalty is on. And it looks like it's going to be on the Vacaville side, as Liberty is celebrating that touchdown, as they should. Vaki did an amazing job there. So I'm not sure if they're going to give him quite the, yeah, they are going to give him the touchdown. So it took a little bit of time to give him the credit he rightfully deserves, as the point after attempt by Jake Courteau will be underway in moments. Courteau up, and there's a flag on the play as it's up and good, but we'll see if somebody was offsides potentially. Don't like to see such an exciting game slowed down by penalties. But man, what a back and forth ball game we've had. Liberty scores on their opening possession. Back-to-back touchdowns by Vacaville, and Liberty now responds to tie things up, potentially as long as Liberty didn't create a foul on that last play.
2 big runs on that drive from Liberty, going quickly down the field. Nice 80-yard drive, and 2 huge runs from both Vaki and Fio. And I mean, Fio could have had that nice, I think I want to say it was around a 60-yard touchdown, but Hinosa, you know, it looked like he peeked on the right side, but, you know, didn't see, you know, the cornerback tracking down Fio on that one. But, I mean, Liberty coming out, you know, staying in this game, showing Vaca High they're not going to back down. So
there was a penalty on Liberty, so a longer point after attempt, about 25 yards. That line drive is good. So not trying to loft anything was Courteau. And so we are tied up 14-14, as there you get a look at Ryan Dutt, the quarterback. He has led Liberty to both of the touchdown drives. And when they took him out to give Jay Butterfield some reps at the quarterback position, they went 3 and out. So I would imagine if you're the Liberty side of things, we'll see a lot more of the senior quarterback Ryan Dutt moving forward.
Yeah, I think Dutt definitely keeps the offense together. I mean, you saw, I mean, I get it's the first game. You want to test out, you know, what you have and everything like that. Like we were saying, going back to Talton as the kicker. But, I mean, we just saw in the amount of 2 drives going from Butterfield to Dutt that Liberty seemed a lot more comfortable with Dutt leading the offense.
And so a tie ball game. We are still only in the first quarter, folks. 28 points in 1 quarter of action, and that is exactly what this has been. Action-packed, as the penalty on the touchdown by Vaki will move the kick forward to the 45-yard line of Vacaville, so only about 45 yards to get a touchback if you're Courteau. And we saw what Hunt did on his first kick return, almost brought it to the house. So that's an important penalty that Vacaville committed and could potentially get a big play actually not happen. So Courteau at the 45. He's going to kick it up, and it's going to be fielded in the end zone by Hunt for the touchback. He just got it over that line, too.
Yeah, Liberty's lucky right there. Hunt was antsy to get out of that end zone.
I wonder if he stood with both feet out and he kind of caught it over his head, if he would be able to field the ball afterwards. I doubt it, but, you know.
You never know.
Could be interesting.
I think that was actually Nicholas Smith on the return,
oh, was
number 3, because he looked a little tall, in my opinion.
Either way, we start at the 20-yard line for Vacaville's 3rd offensive possession. Cameron Mitchell hasn't really had to threaten anything with the arm, so we'll see if we stick with the classic run game of Vacaville. And that up-the-gut run, Jackson is on his horse. He is untouched so far, and the defender tackles him down at the 15-yard line. An amazing 55-yard not touchdown, just long, explosive run, basically untouched up the middle.
How about Vaca High again? Vaca High's offensive line setting this tone. You know, they seem a lot more aggressive as far as, you know, getting off the ball compared to this Liberty defense. And Liberty, honestly, you know, from what we've seen on Vaca High's offensive drives, the defense looks sluggish out there. They don't look like they're in the game. They don't, you know, they don't look amped up. It's the first game of the year. So I'm kind of surprised on how they've
as they're just going to wait for the chain gain to hustle that 65 yards. It's not easy, you know, for those guys on the sidelines to keep up with the explosive plays from Vacaville. As Mitchell under center hands it to Hunt. He has a blocker in front of him, and he is going to get a first down, so that will be 1st and goal for the Vacaville Bulldogs.
Yeah, Chris, as you were saying, like the offensive line is setting the tone, but this is a team sport, and you can have a great offensive line, but it's nothing if you can't have anyone that runs the ball. And with Jackson and Hunt, that's not an issue at all.
Yeah, and there Hunt had his left guard Kyle Mills wide right in front of him to kind of lead the way for that first down rush. So it's 1st down and goal at the 4-yard line. They get a good look right at the line of scrimmage. Mitchell gets so low, he hands it to the back, number 25, Christopher Island, and he scores.
Snuck right on in, right behind the offensive line.
So we'll look at the touchdown score by Chris Island, his first carry, and he muscles his way into the end zone for 6.
Right behind, like we've been saying, the left side, right behind Jake Levengood, that left tackle.
And so Brandon Talton out for the PAT attempt for the very first time.
Pop finally giving him a chance.
Yeah, after that throw by Jackson, we were like, maybe enough with the trick plays. Let's just try to get this one the conventional way. As Talton looking to convert his first PAT of the season. That one is up, plenty of leg, and it is good.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
got a leg.
Simple as that. And there you see
gains a little bit of confidence right
the
there.
after effects of a Talton kick over on the sideline. So Vacaville, 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. They lead 21-14, and it's still only the first quarter. Don't want to go anywhere, folks. We still got 2 minutes left. Plenty of time for Liberty and Ryan Dutt, as you see there, to lead his troops down for yet another score for the Lions. And both offenses have to be so confident at this point in the game.
Yeah, but you also got to think the offense for Liberty might be also a little tired because Vacaville is just pounding the ball with short plays and still getting the touchdown. It's like you don't really have a lot of time to breathe.
But conversely, that also affects Vacaville's own defense because they don't have a lot of time to recover. And Liberty has been really explosive here this evening. And so it works kind of both ways with the quick striking offense of Vacaville. Will it negatively affect the defense? We'll see as we move forward in this game. Brandon Talton looking to kick off to Higgins. He's 3 for 3 in touchbacks, and that one kind of hit off the side of the foot. Higgins is going to field it, trying to cut across the field, and he's going to go up the middle and is going to be wrestled down just short of the 20-yard line. So Higgins excited to finally touch the ball and try to make something out of nothing.
Got his shot right there, but his special teams not helping him out much. You saw a lot of Liberty Lions standing around looking instead of actually having a body up on someone.
Yeah, he was trying to cut against grains. He went all the way from the top of our screen towards the bottom, try to cut back up the middle, hoping he would have the blocking to kind of free him up for an explosive play, but he managed to get right back to the 20-yard line, so effectively just the same as a touchback. 4 wide receivers, man in motion yet again for Liberty. They're going to sweep towards the bottom of our screen with Fio. Great blocking, and is going to end up being the safety that lays a lick on John Fio. 15-on-15 violence. Devin Mills comes up and lays a lick on John Fio. And we will look at this replay of this play. There you see Vaki in motion. That's going to cause Hunt to kind of cheat up. He gets great blocking from his 2 receivers, and there comes to the safety. Bam! Right at the 30.
Came across all the way from the other side of the field and followed him across and met up with them. Nice contact. Great job right there from Mills.
So again, in the short pistol, man in motion and Vaki, play action pass. Hinosa on the slant, and he is going to break a tackle, going to be wrestled down at the 45. So the Liberty offense is clicking with their mix of pass and run here.
See, that's where, Vaca High playing their typical back-off coverage and those, safeties and corners playing off of the wide receivers. You can hit nice short routes just like that. The slants, the curls, the 5-yard ins, the 5-yard outs. I mean, this is where Vaca High kind of puts himself into a little bit of a dilemma.
4 wide receivers, 3 at the top of the screen. Fake pass. Oh, that was tipped and almost intercepted. Was it intercepted? It was amazing play from the defensive lineman for the Vacaville Bulldogs, Michael Brown. Man, he tipped it with his left hand, caught it with his right, I believe, and great individual play from the rotational defensive lineman.
How about that right there? Just remind me of Jason Pierre-Paul right there. You know, that's what he's typically known for, batting it down, and, you know, he's got a couple of interceptions in his career. I mean, he's following his steps right there. Great job.
Michael Brown with a huge defensive play. The first turnover for either side, and you still have a minute and 5 for Vacaville. This first quarter scoring has been ridiculous with 35 points. Jackson has been a huge big play threat as well as Hunt, and they're both in the backfield with Mitchell. Roll out by Mitchell. He's going to loft it over to Jackson. He makes a great adjustment and catches it, and he's going to slip down right at the 38-yard line. So that's our first real look at Cameron Mitchell's arm, and it was a little shaky.
A little shaky right there. I mean, he obviously, you could tell that, you know, it's first game, because he definitely, if we had a replay right now, you know, you could see Tobin Steele coming across the field absolutely wide open, but he decided to throw Jackson right there on the in the flat.
When Liberty changed up quarterbacks and Butterfield came in for a series, and they capitalized on that 3-and-out with a touchdown. Liberty responded with a touchdown, tied it up at 14. Vacaville, another touchdown, 21-14. And there you see Ryan Dett staying warm. Vacaville crowd very happy as their Bulldogs lead by 7 as we start the second quarter.
And I think a key factor for the rest of the game between both teams is it's going to be the turnovers. Whatever team turns the ball over more, obviously, is you know, definitely putting themselves in a position to lose this ball game.
Mitchell under center, 3rd and 9. Play action pass. He's going to throw it to the outside. He has his man in Garner. He's going to be tackled short of the first down, though. So that play action pass will pick up about 5 yards. So interesting decision here. Do you go for the field goal? You've had some PAT mistrust, obviously, with going for 2-point conversions twice out of 3 attempts. Obviously, the offense is still out there, so Coach Pop is going to stay aggressive here on 4th down and 4. Cameron Mitchell under center. Oh, a man was in motion. Start. Yeah, Shane Gardner started to go in motion as the play was snapped.
Hobbling it off. Looks like he might be injured.
And so that changes things completely. 4th and 9 is way different than 4th and 4, especially for an offense that typically struggles passing. We've only seen them do play-action passes towards the sidelines and not deep passes either. So it's going to be important here for Brandon Talton to make sure that that false start doesn't come to bite them, as this long field goal attempt, about 36 yards. Snap is good. Hold is good. Talton with the long kick. And that is true right through the uprights. 36-yard field goal for Brandon Talton.
Great job from Talton right there, showing off his leg, showing up his coach that he can be put in the situation to make a field goal.
Yeah, maybe he just gets bored of PATs. He's like, you know what, coach?
Gotta keep it spicy.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta throw out the defense.
Let my teammates have some fun picking up 2-point conversions.
Spread the wealth a little bit.
Yeah. He's just a good teammate there, as Talton, the junior, with the long field goal, gets this to a double-digit lead. Vacaville leads 24-14 here in the second quarter. And so Liberty, we'll see how Talton kicks towards this end of the field. Obviously, it didn't affect his field goal anyway. I talked about how typically kicking toward this side of the field, you don't get the aid of the wind. So we'll see how much of Talton's touchback ability. It'll be a good test for his leg strength. Back to receive for Liberty is Kenroy Higgins, as well as a mysterious number 16 that we don't have on our roster.
Breeze picking up just a little bit here.
Feels like it's coming from the Vacaville sideline towards the Liberty sideline, as number 16 will field it around his face mask, and he will step out of bounds. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty after the fact as a bad mental mistake by that special teamer as he wrestled down the kick returner way out of bounds. It looked like CJ Toller kind of got a little over anxious there.
Yeah, that's not really what you want to do. It's like you're already having a good game. You don't want to have it in just like the whole momentum and even everything else in the game. You just don't want to screw it up with just something silly like that.
And so that's going to push it an extra 15 yards. So great field position by Liberty. By far the best field position that they've had, starting at the 40-yard line. Oh, and they are going to go with the quarterback rotation still with Butterfield. We'll see. Yeah,
we'll see how this pans out. Yeah.
I think by our reactions, Chris and I, and I'm going to speak for you too, Josh. I'm not sure we agree with this, as that one is tipped off of the fingertips of Hinosa, and obviously inaccurate with that pass.
Looks like Hunt almost able to come down with that interception off the tip.
And with his speed and everybody coming, the momentum going towards the opposite sideline, could have been pick six. But fortunately for Liberty, it was just an incomplete pass as they will go 2nd and 10. Haven't seen the I formation since earlier in the game. One tight end, one fullback. And they're going to go to Hinosa on the left side. And he's going to fall forward towards that first down marker. It's going to be close.
And they're going to give it to him.
They are. So Hinosa. And we'll look at this play on the replay. Just a 3-step drop out to Hinosa with a little curl. And he finds enough space to kind of dive forward with that momentum and pick up that first down.
Great job from Hinosa right there, showing, he may not be the biggest on the field, but he's going to fight for those extra yards, and that's exactly what he did.
At least his 4th or 5th catch at this point in the game. And that toss over to Higgins, going to be swallowed up after a game of about 3. Talon Abramowitz, and if that Abramowitz name is familiar, obviously the brother of Jacob, with that tackle.
Vacaville's leading tackler last season.
There you see big Jake Levengood having a lot of interest from 4-year schools you were telling us before the game, Chris.
Yeah, I want to say it was Oregon State, Arizona, University of Nevada, Reno, as well as Sacramento State and San Jose State. So great, prospect in high school.
Under center, that play action pass. Butterfield looking to go deep. He has a man, and it connects with the long catch. He breaks a tackle and steps out of bounds. Jack Hodgson from Jay Butterfield.
That's exactly like we said before in the game.
And let's look at this replay. Under center, you go with a deep pass out of an I formation. I like the play call because it's kind of counterintuitive.
See everyone bite. You see all 3 linebackers bite on that. And the DB bit on that, of course, and Hodgson's able to come down with that catch. Nice connection right there from Butterfield.
Plenty of room on the sideline there, too. And so the most accurate pass from Butterfield we've seen yet puts them inside the red zone. Toss to Fio toward the right side, and he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage by Jake Levengood.
A little bit of a confidence booster right there for Jay Butterfield. We're going 3 and out his first appearance, and now he's doing a lot better bringing them down the field. So it's kind of showing that Liberty kind of can do whatever they want with these 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I really like the offensive play calling. It really is hard. It's not a lot of consistency, so it's hard to predict what they're going to do. They're running out of passing formations with 4 wide receivers, and now they're passing out of running formations with the I formation. So we'll see what they do here out of the pistol. Vaki is the running back standing right next to the quarterback, and he's going to get the inside handoff. That one is swallowed up right up the gut by the Bulldog defense. Tovin Steele was not tricked on that play.
Just absolutely swallowed up on that one. Vaca High's defensive front, strong, stout, able to push back the Lions' offensive line, and just great job in playing defense right there. Exactly what you want to see.
3rd and 15, so a loss of 6 yards on that inside handoff. But we've seen the big playability from Liberty, and that's going to cause a timeout on the Vacaville Bulldogs side of things. It's a very important third down and long for both sides, as this is a 10-point ball game. Liberty, obviously, you don't want to fall too far behind, as this has been a heck of a shootout to start out with. So this 10-point lead, you need to cut into it now, because you have yet to hold Vacaville scoreless on any of their 4 offensive drives.
Yeah, the key for Liberty to stay in this game, like I said earlier, is 1 turnovers, and 2, they got to keep up with this Vaca High offense. I mean, the Vaca High offense, from what we've seen, it doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. So Liberty's got to answer back each time.
So 8:40 left in the half. Refs getting hydrated.
Just absolutely wasted the water on him. Spilling all over. I don't think it's that hot, honestly.
We're not in the drought anymore, though.
Yeah, yeah, true. But I mean, it's nice and cool, so I'm kind of shocked. That might actually make them cold, to be honest with you.
So was that our National Geographic where we saw some a zebra drinking water out in the wild?
We want to chip that into a little documentary piece.
Get a British guy to narrate over it just so it sounds a little bit more pristine.
British or Australian?
Yeah.
I say Australian or Morgan Freeman?
An Australian Morgan Freeman. There's the answer. Butterfield, pressure out the middle, and he's going to be sacked by 3 Bulldogs. Not sure who's going to get credit, but Jake Levengood was there, as well as his fellow defensive end, Kyle Mills, as well as Meniku. Here's the replay, right up the gut. They swallow up that pocket. No time to step up or get that pass away. So 4th down and long.
Yeah, as you saw it right there in the replay, Levengood absolutely just, made, the Lions, Jake owned him right there. And it looks like the offensive line on their heels, not ready off the ball, which is kind of shocking being that they're on the offensive side.
Yeah, they should know the snap count, obviously. So 4th down and 24. We'll see if they pooch on it. No, they don't. They're going to go for the long touchdown. Hinosa is overthrown by Butterfield. And this is the tricky territory, because we've seen the kicking game not be the same on the Liberty side of things as Vacaville. The kicker, Croteau, has not had the same leg strength as Talton. So from that distance, I think it was a wise. I thought they would have kind of pooch punted it to try to pin them inside the red zone, inside the 20 or the 10.
Yeah, kind of caught from corner kind of thing.
But nonetheless, it means good field position for the Vacaville Bulldogs, as they'll start at the 29-yard line.
And I think right there on that fourth down, I think Butterfield kind of got anxious and on his toes, just because, he's used to having that defensive front of Vaca High coming at him so quickly.
Mitchell over to the tailback. This is the first appearance for Travion Darden, I believe. He makes it 3rd and manageable after that first down run netted a loss of 1. So 3rd and 6, kind of that in-between area where maybe you go play action pass to try to keep the defense off guard, but your running game is so strong that you could probably pick up 6 here, as this one is going to be handed to the sweeping back, and he's going to be wrestled down at the 37. Not sure.
Just short, it looks like, of a first down.
Ethan Howdyshell was the man in motion that they handed it off to. So a 3 and out after a huge letdown by the Liberty offense after getting in the red zone, having to turn it over on downs. Their defense picks them up in a huge way, causing that 3 and out.
Great job in Liberty's defense stepping it up, picking up that offense and maybe put even a little bit more confidence on them, showing that they can keep in this game.
So that punt by Vacaville will be fielded at the 25-yard line. Hinosa makes a couple of nice moves, and it's going to fall forward to the 33-yard line. So good field position for the Lions here with 6:05 left in the second quarter.
I thought he would have got clobbered. I'm just going to say, Bulldogs were just right in front of him, and he was able to make 2 of them miss.
Yeah, that's just a nice way of not being felt by the pressure and just being kind of nimble, where when guys are running at you, you make a small adjustment, they run right past you. And it's nice to see that from a punt returner especially. And Hinosa has been the best wide receiver for Liberty as well. So multi-talented. Dutt back out there. He hands it off to the sweeping running back, Vaki. He runs to the left side. He has the edge. He is going. He is going to be tracked down by Hunt. Stiff arm out of bounds. And only the speed of Trayvon Hunt saves a touchdown. Liberty back in business on offense. And they have really attacked the edges there, Liberty has, with Vaki. With him coming in motion, they hand it off to him. He has the momentum, and he's able to get these edges. And Vacaville really needs to correct this if they want a chance to pick up this ball game.
Yeah, great job in Liberty's left side. The wide receiver is setting that edge for Vaki, and I honestly thought he was going to be caught up on the defensive side from number 31, Jacob Narayan, coming off that sweep as he was, Vaki was, but the Bulldogs, Bulldogs unable to get past that edge.
Roll out to the right side. He's going to throw it towards the sidelines. Completed. Going to be knocked out of bounds. Adric Lamar with the reception. So there we see a bootleg from Dutt. And here's a replay of that last play. Nice clean pocket. Able to step up. The momentum's going towards his throwing side. So nice easy throw by Dutt. Able to connect with Lamar for a gain of only 3. And so the Liberty Lions can still pick up a first down here inside the red zone at the 4-yard line. 2nd and 7. Excuse me, they are in a goal-to-goal situation. So they're going to go with the screen pass out to Hinosa. He makes a move, makes 2 men miss, and he walks into the end zone for 6.
Able to squeak by those 2 Vaca High defenders. Great job, and the Lions, just playing all-around good offensive ball.
And we'll look at this touchdown reception. Dutt to Hinosa just splits the 2 defenders right there with that quick move. And it's an easy score for Hinosa. So Liberty answers. 24-20 is the score pending the extra point.
If Liberty wants to stay in this game and be able to, win, they got to go with Ryan Dutt. I don't know what Coach Ryan Patridge is doing as far as mixing in the 2 quarterbacks, but obviously it's shown throughout the entire ball game thus far that Ryan Dutt is the guy.
Yeah, Butterfield 0 for 2 on his 2 tries at the helm with this Liberty offense. I believe Dutt is 3 for 4 in touchdown drives. So Dutt, obviously with his senior experience, got a little obscene there from our Vacaville sidelines. He's just saying that Vacaville's number 1, and they are number 1 in this game so far with a 3-point lead. 5:40 left in this first half. Maybe he's saying that first half.
Hey, he was smiling while he did it.
Yeah.
Vaca High's number 1, as you were saying, Ryan. I mean, just a special way of doing so.
I mean, Vacaville, we stand up for the kickoff. Do we do that as well when we're on camera?
Just maybe it might be a Vaca High thing. We don't know.
Yeah. And so the kickoff by Liberty at the 40-yard line. Jake Courteau trying to kick off. He's going to squib kick it, but they're going to blow the play dead, potentially on offsides. Or the ball might have fallen off of the tee because of the wind. It looks like for the Bulldogs, Nicholas Smith is one of the kick returners, as well as Ethan Howdyshell. There you see Talon Abramowitz on special teams. Liberty kicks off. That one is going to flutter and be fielded by Talon Abramowitz right at the 20. He's going to go to the right side. He has some blockers, and he is going to dive forward at the 33-yard line.
He's got some good speed.
Yeah, he's got that grittiness too. Like his brother just stuck his head in there when he saw a pile, didn't try to go around it. He tries to go through it, and it's not something you expect when you're up back. You're expecting to block on a special team, so the wherewithal to realize this guy, the kicker for Liberty, Courteau, hasn't had the strongest leg, hasn't even gotten the ball out towards your kick returners yet, so you got to be aware and ready, and Abramowitz was definitely ready as Mitchell under center hands it and fakes it to Jackson, throws it to Hunt in the flat. He tries to make a man miss, and he's going to be tackled just short of a first down.
We got a flag on the play, though. See if it gets called back.
Yeah, potentially maybe a hold in the backfield to try to give Mitchell a split second of time. Obviously, you look at Hunt's stature, 5'4", 142 pounds. But he's definitely... Oh, it's going to be a personal foul called against Liberty, a blow to the head of Mitchell as he let go of that ball. So that's going to be 15 yards and a first down.
Huge hit right here for the Lions. Just, errant play from the defense. That just did not need to happen, being that Vaca High doesn't pass the ball that often. So just the defense not thinking.
And overall, been a pretty disciplined game. Only less than a handful of flags so far. So you really got to stay disciplined here, especially when it's such a tight back-and-forth ball game. You don't want to start losing momentum, start losing on the scoreboard because of mental mistakes. Mitchell under center, man in motion in Abramowitz. Play action pass. He has a man wide open, and he connects with Tobin Steele. He makes a man miss, and he's going to be, he's got a big absorption of a hit over on the sideline, and he's going to be wrestled out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
Took that hit like a man,
yeah,
Brian.
Like he's made of steel.
That's why he's the tight end. Takes those big hits. Gotta like it.
Come on, that was a good pun, man. Tobin Steele, he's made of steel.
I liked it.
I'm going to give myself compliments because you guys won't.
You've done better. Let's just say that.
All right, so this is right on the edge of the goal-to-go territory as the handoff up the middle, going to be lunged forward for a gain of about 2. Abramowitz on the carry. Going to be second down and goal. There you see Abramowitz, Hunt, and Jackson as the halfback, fullback, and wingback in this wing T offense that Vacaville features so predominantly. Jackson's going to get a spell here, and Christopher Island coming in. Not exactly Revis Island as a running back. Is that one better?
I like the Steel one better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one was really good.
So 4:28 in the second quarter. Vacaville trying to answer back after Liberty scored a touchdown to cut the lead from 10-3. Mitchell under center. Hands it to Hunt, and he is going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage by Nick Enos. Third down. And this is where having question marks in the passing game really hurts Vacaville in these third and intermediate. When you have about 7 yards to go, it's really tough for a play caller to pick the right play when you might not have enough trust in your quarterback's arm. So some sort of stoppage on the play. And the refs are telling some of the sideline people to back up and give some room. Obviously, so close. You want to keep all the spectators safe. Should anything happen toward the back pylon, you don't want anybody hurt. So refs just making sure everybody on the sidelines is a safe enough distance away from the field of action as Mitchell under center, man in motion in Abramowitz. Play action pass, clean pocket, hands it off to Hunt, and he's going to be tackled short of the touchdown. Or no, he got across the pylon for 6. So the speed of Hunt and the play action pass able to connect for 6 for the Bulldogs.
How about that? The occasional pass from Mitchell and to Hunt, of all people.
And so Mitchell last year in a lot of cleanup duty for senior quarterback Troy Claunch only had 1 touchdown, so matches that told from last year. With that short reception, no pun intended because Hunt's 5'4", 6-yard reception. Vacaville up 30-21 pending this extra point.
And great job from Mitchell. It was a short intermediate pass, but, like you were saying, as far as not giving Vaca High the variety that it needs in those short intermediate situations, Mitchell just kind of proved us wrong right there.
Yeah.
Shows that he can pass in, those situations.
Yeah, absolutely. So if Mitchell can be consistent with that play action pass, it opens up the offense so much more because now you have to respect the arm. It pushes defense back a little bit, and that allows the toughness of Jackson and he's really nimble inside of the tackles to elude defenders. We've seen him break off huge runs, and then the speed of Hunt as well.
Yeah, just all 3 backs for Vaca High. With Hunt, you have amazing speed. With Jackson, you got the power back, and as far as Abramowitz, you have kind of the physicality, both a little bit of speed and both a little bit of aggressiveness up the full. So, I think Vaca High does a great job of mixing in all three of those backs.
He's just like your classic gritty kind of third back that is kind of that intangible, that it's just a hard-nosed mentality that just kind of translates to all of your teammates whenever he's out there. All right, so Taunton made that field goal, so it is 31-21, 3:27 left in this first half. There you get a good look at the Vacaville Bulldog that entire team runs through for every game. Taunton kicks it away. And this strong-legged kicker kicks it out of the end zone yet again for the touchback.
You're kind of thinking about it. When Vacaville having Jackson and Hunt, it kind of reminds me of Wood with McFadden and Catlin, where you have McFadden who's the power, Catlin's the speed. You kind of have the exact same thing now in Vacaville. Yeah,
we'll definitely get a good look at McFadden and Catlin once we do We'll See Wood games later on in the season. Vaki has the edge yet again, and he is going to hustle down the sideline. He's trying to get chased down, and he will break the tackle and go all the way for the touchdown. Nicholas Smith could not wrap up Vaki, and give a credit to Sione. Vaki has been killing the Vacaville Bulldogs on the edges this entire first half. And let's look at the replay first. Vaki over to the side, great blocking by his receiver, cuts it upfield, breaks a tackle, and just turns on the Jets. He's hustling down the sideline. Look at that shot by Elizabeth Torres down the sideline, breaks the tackle, and you can strut your way to the touchdown when you do that's a grown man run.
That is a power run right there. That was great blocking. Just everything, perfectly happened on that play. Set the edge. Vaki able to capitalize and has been this entire game. This has been Liberty's entire offense right here.
So 28-31. Liberty trails Vacaville by 3 now, and this back-and-forth ball game has been so amazing. 59 points in a first half.
Wow.
And it's a 3-point ball game, and still 3:12 left in this half. What can you say? Just both sides' offenses have done a number on the other's defense.
Defensive looking really sloppy on both sides of the field, but offensive looking nice. I mean, that's what you expect, though. In the first game of the season, you typically see the offense play a little bit better than the defensive side of the ball.
I think it's safe to say that Liberty has completely exposed the outside sidelines of Vacaville.
Yeah.
It happens, too, just because, Liberty actually has a passing game compared to Vaca High. And, like we were saying earlier, and just in general about football, once you set that running game, you mix in that play action, you bite, the linebackers and those DBs, and it sets up the passing game, and they've had nothing but success today.
Yeah, once you kind of get ahead of the pace with your mixing up of run and pass, now the Vacaville play calling on defense is playing catch-up, and they're trying to anticipate, are they going to run this play? Are they going to pass?
It's a guess and check. It's a guess and check. And, the defensive coordinator on Vaca High's side of the ball, is probably struggling here, figuring out what his defense is good and not good at.
Yeah, this second half adjustment for both sides is going to be very crucial, but 3 minutes still left in this
Absolutely swallowed up.
Yeah, on the right side, Liberty with a big hit. Mason Padilla on special teams for that return by Dylan Warfield. So 3:03 left here in this first half. Again, Cameron Mitchell under center. Vacaville has scored 5 times, I believe, out of 6 opportunities on offense so far. Been quite amazing. No turnovers for Vacaville, 1 for Liberty, so pretty clean offenses both sides. Breaking tackles is Jackson up the middle, and he's going to march close to that first down, about 3 yards away. So Hunt, Jackson, still the backs for Vacaville. Murga going to be the wide receiver split towards close to your screen. Hunt gets the handoff. He's going to be tackled by number 3, Ethan Dumont. So it's going to be an important third down. They got a 3-and-out pretty recently, their first 3-and-out by Liberty, or caused by Liberty's defense. So this is going to be a huge play here.
Lions defense has got to step it up right here.
Yep. Hands it straight up to the power back Jackson, and he lunges forward, and that second effort might get him enough for the first down. Great individual play, and we'll look at it on a replay.
And
so Jackson, hands, and there you see him lunge. He plants that left hand, extends the right, and uses all of that size just to get across that first down marker on third down. Under center is Mitchell. He rolls to his left. He has a space, and he's going to slide down short of the first down. Great decision making. As Chris mentioned, he had a clear lane as Jackson in motion kind of pulled that Liberty defender towards him as Mitchell cuts upfield for a gain of 9. So 2nd and 1. This is perfect down and distance for Vacaville. Mitchell, man in motion, and Abramowitz, play action
got
pass.
A man open.
Yep, he has him, and he connects with number 88, Michael Brown.
This Liberty defense has got to step it up. I mean, they're playing the 4-4, so you are losing the defensive back, to cover that side of the field. So, as far as playing the 4-4 type of defense, which typically is intended to stop the run,
yes.
They got to fill in those gaps, and the defensive backs have got to be on their toes.
Mitchell, man in motion, hands it to Hunt, and Hunt fumble. Liberty has the ball at the 15-yard line. So just as I said, Vacaville had yet to turn the ball over. Huge turnover by Liberty as Nick Enos recovers the fumble by Trayvon Hunt.
And they've got time on the board. They got 1 minute and 7 seconds left. We'll see what Ryan Dutt and this Lions offense can do.
Yeah, and it is going to be Dutt, as we've seen twice Liberty go with their backup quarterback, Jay Butterfield. But here with 1:10 left in the half, you're not going to play around. Go with Dutt, who's shown success offensively. And there you see Liberty's sidelines briefly congratulating Enos with that huge turnover. Dutt in the pistol with 2 wide receivers on either side of him. He's going to go towards the bottom of your screen and connect with that simple pass play over to number 87, Jack Hodgson. So that's going to be enough for a first down, so they're going to stop the clock, move the chains, and potentially, I believe, a timeout was called.
Yeah, I believe the Lions called that timeout.
Yeah, the clock is stopped at 1:01, so no need to rush here.
Gives themselves a little bit of a breather. They do have, 1 minute and 1 second left on the board, which actually is a lot of time to, do what you want.
So Dutt in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. To the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. He's looking towards the top for, again, a hookup with his receiver, Hodgson, his 3rd catch. But interesting that Hodgson didn't try to get out of bounds there. You got to know the situation.
He kind of came back towards the ball, and instead of, heading towards that outside, get out of bounds, kind of came back in, tried to make a move, and slipped.
And so another timeout has to be burned by Liberty. You ideally like to save those for shots down the field towards the middle of the field.
Yeah, this is where, the Lions, they've had great success as far as, spreading out the ball and, doing what they want on offensively. And so with Vaca High playing, their typical back-off coverage, I'm surprised that, Ryan Dutt hasn't taken that shot like he did earlier in the game on that first touchdown. So we'll see here if they do.
So about 42 seconds left in this half. The Liberty offense has finished their huddle.
Got a little conference with the Zebras.
Yeah, they love to huddle to keep each other warm. Just keep each other engaged, I guess.
Probably talking about what they're going to get for dinner after the game.
Yeah. So 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the formation. Ryan Dutt in the pistol as he's been comfortably all evening long. 1 wide receiver to the top of the formation, and Hinosa, who's been the most prolific wide receiver. But definitely Liberty's standout player has been Sione Vaki. We'll see if he gets his hands on the ball. Roll out to the right. Vaki is the intended target. He stumbles, gets his feet, and he's going to be wrestled out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So great protection. We've seen Liberty's front line give up some penetration to the Vacaville defense, but they're on that rollout. And look at the clean pocket that Dutt has on that replay. And great job by Vaki to keep his footing, not get that knee down, because obviously in high school sports, if you get your knee down, play's dead, obviously to protect the player's health. But he gets out of bounds, picks up a large chunk of yards, 32 seconds now. Good field position. Dutt quick out to Hinosa. And again, Hinosa cuts to the inside of the field.
We don't have a call yet on the field.
Yeah, and so the clock was just winding down and winding down. And so just not a heads-up play by Hinosa to cut inside when you're so close to the sideline. Your corner's giving you that edge to just kind of walk out of bounds. Some of the Liberty side isn't happy with exact clock stoppage.
I mean, I wouldn't be either. I mean, the ref kind of just stood there for about 5 seconds.
Well, nobody was calling. Yeah, nobody was calling the timeout right away because
the coach was right next to him, and he was about to, and it looked like the ref was just sitting there and made an errant throw.
So there's 21 seconds left on the stadium clock, 21.5 to be exact. 3-point ball game. Liberty trying to get a quick score here, try to maybe go into halftime with the lead, which seems doubtful with Liberty's inability to stop Vacaville on offense. They had as much as a 10-point lead here this evening, but Liberty is in control yet again on offense. So play is about to be underway here. 2nd down and 2. Dutt steps back, throws to the sideline. Hinosa tries to make a grab on the sideline, but he bobbles the ball, not able to complete that catch. 3rd down and 2. So the ball's at the 32-yard line, too far for a field goal, so you got to think it's 4-down territory right here. And the key is that there are no more timeouts. Liberty 3 times have thrown the ball towards the sidelines, but their receivers have stayed in bounds. That's cost them all 3 of their timeouts here. So you got to be aware of the situation, aware of your timeouts if you're a receiver, and step out of bounds, because otherwise the clock can run out on you. And so Vacaville is going to call a timeout, I believe, to make sure that they are clear on defense on how to approach this 3rd down and 2. So Ryan Dutt talking to his coaching staff, trying to figure out what the best plan of action is to try to get this lead going into halftime. This has been an exciting ball game. Obviously 59 points and a half. And both defenses struggling to keep the other one's offenses out of the end zone with 8 total touchdowns. And you talked about a key for Liberty. Only 25 touchdowns on offense all of last year. And here, 4 in the first half alone. So maybe going through those struggles with a junior quarterback with Ryan Dutt really benefits him this year because he gains that experience, gets a full training camp with receivers he's comfortable with, like Hinosa, and they look like a pretty dynamic offense right now.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like he's become more of a well-rounded quarterback. It looks like he's, in that offseason worked on what he needed to work on.
Yeah, this doesn't look like a guy that had a 46.9 passing percentage, as Hinosa with the bubble screen breaks 2 tackles. Oh, I thought he was going to break that second tackle. It is in bounds. So because he gets the 1st down, that was interesting. They called a timeout and signaled to the Liberty side, but they don't have any timeouts left. That is very confusing. Yeah. So it must have been a scoreboard error because there's a big 0 right next to the score of Liberty, indicating that they had 0 timeouts left. So maybe one of the earlier timeouts was Vacaville called a timeout potentially.
I believe so, just because Vacaville, they have 1 left, and I want to say that just a few moments ago they did have 2.
Yeah.
So I think one of them was called by Vaca High. And, yeah, I was kind of confused right there with you, Brian. I mean, it showed 0 on the board, and, that's what I saw a few of the Vaca High players, signal as that, you guys have 0 timeouts. What's up with that?
And I remember 3 specific stoppages on Liberty on this drive alone where the receiver didn't get out of bounds. So either way, it might benefit Liberty, but they used their final timeout, we hope, here in this first half. 10.3 seconds left. Ryan Dutt in the shotgun position. He's going to step back, launch towards the end zone, lifts it, and it's going to be picked off in the end zone. They're going to slide down. So huge turnover. Jake Narayan just playing center field there at corner. Went off of his coverage of Adric Lamar. Just located the ball, picked it off. So that will be the last play, presumably. Only 2 seconds left. You got to think probably just a kneel down or a hand up the middle.
It looks like Dutt right there had 2 people open on the outside. Looks like Hinosa and Oki, and kind of just threw. I don't know if he just threw it up, or if Hinosa or whatever was supposed to make a different kind of route, but great job from Narayan and able to come off his guy and make that interception.
So just a kneel down by Mitchell, and I really think you got to give a lot of pressure to the pressure that Vacaville had up the middle, because that was not a clean pocket for Dutt. So maybe his decision-making was a little bit rushed and caused an inaccurate throw. So scoring opportunity yet again turned over by Ryan Dutt and the Liberty offense. So they will trail going into halftime. 31-28 is your score. Fellas, what can you say about the first half before we head out to break? Josh?
Exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been back and forth this entire time, but you just kind of like what we talked about earlier, is it going to take a toll on the defenses? And we saw both of them are getting really tired just because of how fast both offenses are moving to get a touchdown and then give the ball back to the opposing team. So you kind of just see how it's really neck and neck, not just mentally but physically.
Chris, what kind of adjustments do you see either side making? What was a key adjustment that you see that needs to be made?
Well, first off, both defenses got to step it up. I mean, the offensive on both sides of the ball definitely have been able to do whatever they wanted to. So, as far as the Lions, they got to step it up as far as, filling up those gaps and those holes up front with that 4-4 defense, as well as Vaca High, playing up on those receivers, not letting them do what they want.
All right, so we'll see how Liberty and Vacaville respond when we come back with the second half right after this. The exponential growth from the program from my first year to my third year now, that's what keeps me coming back and keeps me excited and just fulfills me as a person.
I've been taking classes here for years now, so I've never actually had a class that I enjoyed quite like this one.
I think it teaches you a lot about, it's confidence building to me.
It's so impressive, and we every time we walk in here, you guys are doing something different. It's great. It's great.
Nothing but opportunities here, and we have sports to cover, we have the equipment.
Because the more ambitious you are, the more opportunities you'll have. And POF with this program lets you be as ambitious as you want and lets you express yourself the way a teacher should let you.
So, like I said, it's really gratifying to us to be able to help in a way where we can see immediate results. And I think the sky's the limit, really, with what we can do here.
Get the hands-on experience.
I mean, on-the-job training is huge.
Yeah.
It's huge in this industry.
Joining the class was the best decision I ever made.
Cut three, hold the shot, stand by, we're going to go to cut one.
And as big plays like that we will expect for the second half, as we are set to get the second half underway with the kickoff. Hunt back out there for Vacaville as one of the kick returners, the electrifying diminutive running back. As the kick by Croteau is aimed right at Hunt, fielded at the 8-yard line. He's going to go to the right side. He has great blocking. He has room. He's going to try to run by the kicker, but he's going to be swallowed up right around midfield. So yet again, Trayvon Hunt with a big play in the kick return game.
Well, deja vu.
Yeah, set the tone in the first part of the first half, first kickoff, and sets it again in the second, to lead off this second half. So great momentum starter for Vaca High, and we'll see what they can do here.
Yeah, excellent field position right at midfield. And we noticed that Nick Smith took over for Trayvon Hunt midway through the first quarter, but maybe that was a way for Coach Pop to start electrifying the special teams game, as that handoff that barely got completed to Jackson, and that is a 2-yard loss on first down.
Yeah, it looks like Mitchell kind of, stumbled across his feet right there, handed it off to Jackson, and just, Lions able to capitalize on that mishap.
All right, so a little equipment pause as one of the wide receivers, I believe, has to tie his shoes. Shane Garner.
A little rare formation for Vaca.
Two wide receivers. Oh, they're going crazy now as Jackson on the bootleg, and that is just out of the reach of the fullback.
See, that's what I don't like about what they do as far as, rolling out the play action. They're rolling out left side when he's a righty QB, and especially with Mitchell not having that experience, typically as a quarterback would, going into a senior year, it's tough, to throw across your body and get everything to get going.
Yes.
And make that perfect pass.
When you have accuracy issues just with good footing, to roll them out to the opposite side, it's really hard for him to complete that sort of pass. Third down and 12, similar throw. He just kind of chucks it downfield. Really didn't even look for a wide receiver. Just throwing a prayer on third down. So a 3-and-out, huge stop by Liberty after the explosive opening kickoff got them great field position. So
yeah, nice job from the Lions, able to adjust to this Vaca High offense and force them to a 3-and-out. So great job. We'll see what the Lions could do here, but I mean that's exactly what you wanted as far as the Lions. Vaca High was literally getting to do whatever they wanted, and the Lions, made those adjustments at halftime like you're supposed to do.
So 3-and-out. Hinosa back for a punt, and there's going to be a false start on the Bulldogs, so that's going to back them up 5 yards even further. So sloppy play to start out for the Vacaville side, and you wouldn't expect that after such an electrifying first half. You'd expect them to try to be even sharper to cut down on the mistakes, but you lose yardage, failed 2 passing plays, and now you backed up 7 yards on your first offensive drive of the second half. So the snap is good.
Ooh.
Yeah, hard hit on special teams, and that one's going to bounce back. So it's going to take a favorable bounce for Liberty, and it's going to be fielded right at the 31-yard line. So there was a special teamer that came in charging. So good thing there was an up back to kind of protect that punter. Otherwise,
classic helmet-to-helmet contact right there. Excuse my but I think that needed to be said.
Yeah. He looks a little dizzy on the sideline, too. I'm not going to lie.
So quarterback Ryan Dutt back out there. He's been definitely the most efficient quarterback that Liberty has featured here this evening, as the sweep by Vaki finally balled it up behind the line of scrimmage. And you were asking me during the halftime, Josh, what the key was to stopping those kind of sweep passing. And when you have penetration on the edges like that, that can really bottle up that type of play. And that was Jake Levengood, so he needs to start imposing his size and his will on this defense.
Levengood sitting at 6'4", 260. That's a big boy sitting on the edge right there, especially as an 18-year-old. Like you just said, Brian, I mean, I think he needs to step it up as far as containing the outside and, letting the Bulldogs get situated in their defense.
Dutt in the shotgun, rolls to his left. Oh, actually, that's Butterfield, and that is a overthrow for the intended receiver, Vaki.
I still don't like it, Brian. I really don't. I mean, as far as throwing in, two quarterbacks in the first game of the season, I mean, Dutt has proven himself. Butterfield has not. I mean, and it explains itself just by the numbers. Butterfield hasn't had any type of success, and I don't know whether that be Butterfield, just him playing as the QB, or just so happened to be him being in there, they're not producing. And
rhythmically, you don't get a good rhythm when you're just inserted every third drive if you're Butterfield. So not exactly in a situation to set up for success, as Butterfield has to scramble to his right, tosses it towards the running back to just kind of kill the play. And so 3 and out for both defenses, not exactly what you would expect after the offensive packed first half.
Well, when we were looking at the rosters for Liberty, they did say, like the coach said, we are a multi-use team. So he gave us a bunch of names, and it was Butterfield and Dutt as quarterback. So this might be just, instead of just giving them reps, this actually might be part of their game plan and how they use and run their offense. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I think it's understandable that you go in with a game plan, but once the game starts developing and you're seeing the success that Dutt has, having 4 touchdown drives under his belt, and Butterfield has had 3 drives result in 0 points, it's hard to make the case that you should keep sticking with the 2. Even though it's your game plan coming into the game, you might want to make an in-game adjustment there.
Exactly. I mean, that's like you just said, adjustments, and that's what you got to do. And I mean, I don't know how many times we can keep emphasizing it, but I don't know what Coach Patridge of the Lions is doing right now at the moment. Dutt, I think just bring him as the presence in the huddle, I think just brings that offense to life compared to Butterfield.
Yeah, and so it's up to Vacaville to kind of capitalize whenever Butterfield's out there when they get the ball back to start scoring, as they looked very out of sync first drive out of halftime. As Hunt was in motion, they handed to Jackson. Oh, excuse me, that's Island up the middle for a gain of about 4 for second down.
Little trickery right there.
Yeah, trying to get the defense to bite on the motion to try to free something up the middle for the fullback Island.
The whole point of the wing T, as you see a lot of the times, Vacaville, in their success in their offense, has been just because of the motion guy.
Hands it to Hunt, and he bounces it to the outside, gets a couple blocks, tries to fight for extra yardage, but that's going to be about a no gain. Actually going to lose a couple. So 3rd down and long, 3rd and 7, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but these are the down and distances that Vacaville does not want to see themselves in.
Yeah. Puts a lot of pressure on them. And Mitchell, coming out of the second half, hasn't looked too sharp throwing the ball.
Yeah, so we'll see if he can correct it here on 3rd down. You got to believe some sort of play-action pass is in store for the Vacaville Bulldogs. As 3rd down and 9, it indeed is a rollout to the right side. That is his throwing side, and he's going to go to the pylon, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds, short of the first down.
It's kind of like both teams did make the necessary adjustments, and they did see what they needed to change on the defensive side, and now they're just canceling each other out, and there's no offense. It's little just like you can see that they're making the necessary changes and that they're learning, but now it's kind of like you got to now push it up a little bit more in offense.
Yeah, 3 and outs on 3 possessions. Not exactly the start we expected here in the second half. I think both coaches will take it, especially in this 3-point ball game, as that punt short, and you got to be careful if you're the Liberty gunner. He got awfully close to that ball, and if he touches it, it's live. It would have been a huge mental mistake, but Vacaville downs it inside the 45. So the Liberty offense will start at the 42, I believe.
And they're keeping Butterfield in.
So interesting, Butterfield getting back-to-back reps, especially after what Dutt did. Maybe coming in, Dutt had some sort of injury. We obviously didn't have a lot of correspondence with Coach Patridge and the Liberty side of things. So maybe it's an injury protection thing. Who knows? We're just speculating.
We don't know. we weren't given an injury report, you know, like professionals would be.
So that run is broken to the outside. Good contain, but there's a flag back around where the quarterback was, and Dutt is actually warming up on the sideline trying to get that arm loose.
You wonder if he has a shoulder injury of some sort. You know, kind of confused on that. You know, he is throwing.
Obviously, you want to keep that warm.
Yeah, keep it warm. But I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting call. We don't know. We'll have to probably figure that out some point.
Well, we do broadcast another Liberty game in our schedule, so we will see what they do next time if it's either against Wood or Vanden.
That is a good point. So, Butterfield, it was a hold in the backfield. That's going to push the line of scrimmage back 10 yards. So 1st and 20 from the 33-yard line. Butterfield, quick out to Hinosa. That one's low. It's going to be touched down by the corner, Nick Smith. So a quick timing route by Hinosa. Gains about 7.
I saw a mismatch right there with Hunt and one of the receivers on the left side of the ball. If I saw that as Butterfield, I mean, I don't know how it works as far as, you know,
audibling.
Yeah, exactly. You know, making that adjustment at the line, you know, like they do in the NFL. But if I was him and I had that ability to do that, I would have made that adjustment right there.
Butterfield rolls to his right, and he runs right into pressure, floats it up, and somehow connects with his receiver, Adric Lamar. So after a 1st and 20, they've chipped away at it, made it 3rd and manageable at about 6 yards to go. 7 is the official total, with 7:24 and counting in this 3rd quarter. Butterfield trying to pick up a 1st down, keep this Liberty offense on the field. They are down by 3. So shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on both sides of Butterfield. And so there is a flag, so maybe some motion. Yeah, it looked like maybe Sione Vaki, he kind of stepped back a little bit. I'm not sure if that's necessarily
illegal
false start. Yeah, illegal motion. I'm not sure, but
usually that's just an adjustment they make at the line.
Yeah,
you know, they make sure with the sideline judge, and you know, see if they are on the line or if they're good.
Yeah, so maybe some twitch on the offensive line side. Butterfield back, 3-step drop. Throws the out to Vaki, and it's completed, and he falls down at the 45, but not before Liberty picks up that 1st down.
Yeah, I saw that connection right off the bat. He made that cut, and he was open.
Yeah, I think they're respecting the speed that Vaki has shown, but they gave that cushion a little too much. And we'll look at a replay. Butterfield out of the shotgun, 1, 2, 3 steps. Perfectly timed out of the break, and he completes it for a 15-yard gain for 1st down.
And that's the problem with this cover 4 defense. You cover the deep ball, but it's those 10 to 15 yard routes,
especially towards the
corners.
Yeah.
In the corners, that, you know, is the weak spot in that defense.
Toss out to the running back for Liberty. He breaks a couple tackles. Going to be around a 1st down. Kenroy Higgins. And so Jake Levengood got some good penetration on that one, but Higgins' speed allowed him to run away from the big left defensive end, and he got towards the sidelines. Oh, it's going to be a holding call, I believe.
Looks like they're pushing him back.
Yeah, so maybe Levengood got held to kind of give Higgins that edge. Oh, definitely is going to be a wide receiver hold because it's a 1st and 14, and you don't usually see that kind of down and distance. That means 6 yards into the field of play, there was a hold by one of the outside receivers. So this ever-common 1st and 14. Shotgun, Butterfield, he gets the snap. 3-step drop. Oh, a double move, but he underthrows Hinosa, but oh, he cannot corral that throw. Oh, nice effort by Hinosa. Nick Smith was beaten on that one, and Butterfield underthrew that double move, unfortunately.
That's exactly what they need to keep emphasizing in this offensive scheme. Butterfield had Hinosa open. Hinosa with a great move right there. And, with the outside coverage playing one-on-one, no safety help, I say you keep going after that. With this defense, it's shown to be, prone to that deep ball and those double moves. So we'll see if Vacaville can make an adjustment. But if I were Butterfield, I'd keep working that outside.
All right, so Butterfield here, 2nd and 14 now. He's going to float it out to the running back, Higgins. Oh, he makes a nice spin move, spins away from the Bulldog defender. He's going to be wrestled out of bounds. That might be a late hit. And, no, the ref says he started that tackle in the field of play, just kind of completed that motion, much to the dismay of the Liberty fans.
That looked like a clean play right there. Looked like he made, obviously, contact inbounds and started the swing inbounds, just happened to throw him out.
Yes.
But, coaches, getting a little overprotective with the players, but, who wouldn't as a coach? Got to protect your players.
And that was Michael Brown with the tackle. He had the one-handed deflection and interception for the Bulldog side of things. The lone turnover caused by the Bulldog defense. Here, 3rd and 11. But they've had big playability, so not out of the realm of possibility. Butterfield gets the snap, but the play is blown dead. Yet again, 3 penalties so far on the Liberty offense. Hasn't stopped this drive so far. We'll see if this one's on the Vacaville things. And it is, so a Vacaville penalty will push this to a 3rd and 6 instead of a 3rd and 11.
That's a huge 5 yards right there.
Especially you're talking about what that cover 4 defense gives up is that short to intermediate. And so 3rd and 11, maybe it's easier to cover in a cover 4 than a 3rd and 6. So 4 wide receivers in the formation. Butterfield looks to his right, gets the snap, looks left, pump fakes, throws it to the sideline. Hinosa with the connection for the big 3rd down conversion.
This is the guy for Liberty tonight. I mean, Butterfield's got to keep on working that outside, and Hinosa just keep on doing what he's doing. He's had great success against the coverage on the outside against Garcia, and as well as Smith.
And this is the best Butterfield we've seen this afternoon, or excuse me, this evening. With a clean pocket, some protection under him, gets a little bit more accurate. So it's nice to see Butterfield start to get a rhythm with his receivers. That one is handed off, and just as I say, he has a rhythm. He turns the wrong way on that handoff. But they managed to pick up a couple yards.
It looks smooth still, so, I mean, I guarantee you half the people in the stands didn't even notice that.
He did a little pirouette. He's just got a little ballet dancer in him.
A little twirl.
Yeah.
Twirl and dance.
A little flourish. So Jay Butterfield back in the huddle, calls the play. 2nd down and 8 after that 2-yard rush by John Fio. There you get a look at the safety, Trevon Hunt. Snap by Butterfield. He's looking towards Hinosa. Double move yet again. Gets by the corner. Dives for the touchdown. And he taunts the corner, Murga, a little bit. But Hinosa with the diving catch for 6.
That's exactly what I've been saying all game, Brian. And look what happens. Great job from Butterfield. Great job all around from the offense. You couldn't ask much better right there.
And we've noticed a defensive trend with Vacaville on the play-action passes. The corners, the linebackers, everybody seems to bite, and it just puts them out of defensive positioning, and that was a beautiful pass by Butterfield. Lets Hinosa, he is the only one who can make a play on that throw. And Liberty takes the lead, 34-31, pending this extra point, and that kick is good. So 35-31, the Liberty Lions lead the Vacaville Bulldogs. So the cowbell's out for the support of the Lions. 4:57 left in this 3rd quarter. First score of the 2nd half. And there you go, look at the scoreboard.
Coach over there getting his team up.
Yeah, so Butterfield finally on his 4th drive connects with a touchdown. Vacaville will look to respond here. Hunt as well as Smith, the 2 kick returners. There you get a look at one of the assistant coaches. Could be ZZ Top fan.
He looks very jolly.
Fan of Santa. There you get a look at Hunt, one of the 2 kick returners for Vacaville. He's had 2 excellent kick returns, so you got to imagine the kick will be towards Nick Smith's side of the field. And instead they're going to coffin punt it, and it's going to go past Hunt, and he fields it, and he cuts back to the left side of the field. He has 1 blocker in front of him, and he's going to get by and is wrestled down short of the 15-yard line.
Little pooch kick right there.
And there's the flag.
Yeah, it could have been a horse collar because it looked like
it was a pushing and shoving.
Oh, some after the field.
After the field.
After the play, excuse me, activity. And if you're Liberty, you just took the lead. You got to keep your head in it. And if you're Vacaville, you just lost the lead, so you can't make mental mistakes in such a tight game. So we'll see what this penalty is on. It's going to be a big decision. So dead ball, personal foul against Vacaville. So
huge hit right there for the Bulldogs.
So inside 15, that'll be a loss of half the distance to the goal. So starting at probably the 7 or 8 yard line.
That's not what you want.
Terrible field position.
Yeah, worst field position for either side to start out. And that corner kick, I talked about Abramowitz fielding it in the first half and having the wherewithal to realize that a pooch kick could happen. There, the up back, I believe it was Clayton Watterson, not able to field that ball, as that rush to the left side is productive for the Vacaville Bulldogs as they'll march closer to that first down. So good productive run. Not sure who that was. Might have been Warfield. So first down rush of 6 yards. Puts them in second and manageable. And so Liberty have forced 2 3-and-outs from Vacaville's offense. Oh, and a big run by Warfield as he cuts to the right side of the field. He's going to pass midfield. Going to go out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Dylan Warfield with a huge run. About 52 yards.
Great job in getting around that outside from the edge set from the wide receiver. And just a great overall job of just working together as the team.
So fake handoff. They hand it off to the man in motion, Howdy Shell, and he is tackled after the gain of the first down. So back-to-back first down runs by the Vacaville Bulldog offense, starting to get a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, I think that long 50-yard run definitely set this tone, and Liberty has got to be on their toes still. I mean, yeah, they took the lead, but they got to keep the lead.
And so that's a handoff to the up back, Timothy Jackson. He's going to stumble forward for a gain of about 5.
He's been quiet, since the first quarter. Lions able to shut him down.
Yeah, so kudos inside the Lions being able to wrap up the big Jackson. And there you see the quarterback so far for the Liberty Lions of this second half, Butterfield, staying warm as that rush up the gut by Warfield will inch close to a first down, but not quite, just a yard short. 3rd down and 2. So more than a yard short. So 3 minutes of counting in this third quarter left. Vacaville is driving. They are inside the 20-yard line in the red zone at the 16. They need 2 yards for a first down, 16 for a touchdown. Timothy Jackson up the gut, and he's going to cut. He's going to gain the first down, and it's going to be very close to the 10-yard line.
Looks like it'll be a 1st and goal.
So right at that 10-yard line, so that means Vacaville has to score a touchdown here within the next 4 downs. Quickly to the line, Mitchell under center. And there's going to be a whistle blowing the play dead. And Liberty calls a timeout on defense. So after punishing Liberty's defense with run after run, a timeout is called by Liberty. So Liberty has the lone touchdown of the second half. They lead 35-31 with 2:26 left in the third quarter. Brian Nelson here with Chris Zavaglia and Josh Kinder on this wonderful opening night of high school football non-conference matchup between the Liberty and the Vacaville Bulldogs. Our 25th broadcast, fellas, over the last 5 years.
Wow.
And we haven't broken the TriCaster yet, so knock on wood.
Always good news.
Yeah.
Always good news.
And let's give credit to our broadcast crew a little bit. Anthony Williams was here earlier. We actually have so many new folks. I'm going to need the list to give them credit. Liz Lynn, Jack Miller, of course, Elizabeth Torres down on the field getting excellent shots, and Isabel Medina over on scoreboard with Greg Poff, our head honcho, our producer, making us look good. You can watch all of our content on SCSN at Solano College Sports Network on Facebook. Check out Channel 28 if you live in the Fairfield area, and obviously follow us on social media. Mitchell under center. He play action passes, rolls to his right. He's going to dump it off. Oh, good, accurate pass right at the 1 yard line, but there's a flag on the play, so maybe offensive pass interference, but Tobin Steele with a nice catch in traffic. We'll see what the infraction is. So this is going to be a big call as Mitchell, you can see him getting the next play call. And so the referees are talking about who this penalty is on. And so it looks like it's on Vacaville. There's a hold call, and they're asking whether the Liberty side wants to accept it or not. If my body language reading is accurate.
It looks like there might be a little bit of arguing and disagreement between the ref and the sidelines of the Lions.
Yeah,
he's giving them like the.
What do you want me to do about it?
Yeah.
All right, so after all of that, it looks like we are still inside the 1 yard line with second down and goal to go.
Smash mouth football right here.
Got to think Jackson is a candidate for a handoff as Abramowitz is in motion. Jackson right up the gut, kind of. He actually shoved Hunt out of the way to get into that end zone for the 6 points. Vacaville back on top, 37-35.
Great drive right there for the Bulldogs. Definitely got them back into the game.
Let's look at this replay. You see Abramowitz in motion leading the way. Hunt is the lead blocker at 5'4", and Jackson says, everybody get out of my way. I need the 6 points.
Absolute bulldozer going in the end zone right there.
And so Brandon Talton, point after attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. So that strong-legged kicker. Vacaville went for 2 on the first 2 touchdowns that they scored. They split it. So ultimately it is a 38-35 score. 10 total touchdowns, 5 for each side, and the lone separating score is that Talton field goal in the first half. So fellas, 2:11 left in the third quarter, back and forth ball game. What are your thoughts on how this rest of this game could potentially play out, Josh?
Honestly, it started out surprising with both teams going 3 and out. It's really surprising. It was just like that's not how they left it. Going into the half, and it's almost like they came out completely different teams, maybe a little cold at first, but now they're starting to get back into the momentum and their rhythms.
And Chris, what can you say for both sides? They started out defensively, seeming to stop each other's offense, but now that the adjustments have been made, both teams have scored touchdowns, have traded off the score yet again.
No, I definitely feel like both teams made those adjustments that they needed to at the half. And just like Josh was saying, both teams started off cold on the offensive side of the ball. Defenses stepped it up, so looks like in the second half we could have more of a defensive kind of game compared to that first half where it was just an absolute shootout.
And we'll see if Liberty sticks with Butterfield, who got his first touchdown drive the last time Liberty possessed the ball, as Taunton kicks it towards the sidelines, bobbled by the kick returner Higgins. He cuts upfield and is going to get swallowed up right at the 15, 16-yard line. Is there a flag on the play?
No.
No? Okay.
We have Dutt running out this time.
Okay. So we have Dutt. Butterfield He got 2 possessions. Finally started looking good, but now he's out of the game. So we'll see. We'll see how Dutt does his first possession here. Definitely the more poised quarterback, I would say. He has a lot of experience as under center for Liberty, as he is in the pistol to start out. Hands off up the middle. Fio going to be wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage.
And the thing with, I know we've been talking about it all game, but the thing with the 2 quarterback, system is that one doesn't get into the rhythm. A lot of guys, they got to get in a rhythm to kind of, get their, a little chip on the shoulder kind of going, get their game going. And if you switch the quarterbacks in and out, you don't necessarily get that momentum on your offense like you should. I mean, yeah, it's been displayed today thus far, but I mean, as far as both guys being happy, you're just not going to get both of them happy.
So a little quick pattern to the top side of your screen to Hinosa. So a little one-step drop and hook.
And kind of like piggyback off what you're saying, even with just the 2 quarterback scheme, the quarterback is the captain of the offense. So if you're changing the captain, they have their own type, they have like their own techniques, they're a bit different physically. It's just like they're playing almost a completely different offense every other drive, which is risky in my opinion.
Yeah, we've seen the timing routes with Hinosa be a lot more crisp with Dutt than with Butterfield. It's taken Butterfield a little bit more time to really get on the same page with the top receiver for Liberty. As a man in motion, they fake it to him. They hand it to the back. Fio, he stumbles forward for the first down. So that threat on the edge with Vaki, again, opens up the middle for Fio to gain that first down on that 3rd down rush.
Great job from Fio. Just playing smash mouth, getting aggressive, finding that hole, and, boosting through that.
And there you see a replay of that last 3rd down pickup. All right, so that play pattern eludes the defender, stays on his feet. Oh, and he gets crushed right at midfield as Devin Willis. What you talking about, Willis? Oh, man.
Yeah, he was stumbling.
Looks like he might need to come out on that
one. Oh, yeah, he got crushed on that one. He was stumbling, so obviously couldn't protect himself like he would like, but, man, he got a double whammy where a couple different Bulldogs
from the bottom
hit him
and
out
from the top. Those are the worst.
Yeah, but he made a heck of a grab on that play and picked up the first down. We hope he's all right, all jokes aside. And he throws his hands up, make sure the crowd knows he's all right. That was his first catch, too, so a heck of an introduction to the game for Willis. As he gets escorted, to the sideline with the trainers. So just under 20 seconds left in this first half. Clock starts back up, so we're down to just 10 seconds. Probably not enough time for a play. So Ryan Dutt going to give his offense a high five. We're going to go into the 4th quarter with the same lead that Vacaville had going into halftime, leading by 3. So this is the big moment, folks. 4th quarter, both teams have a shot at this game. This game has gone back and forth. Only the biggest lead was by Vacaville by 10 points earlier in the first half. And, man, this can go either way, guys.
Honestly, it could. It's going to go down either who's going to make the most turnovers in the 4th quarter or who's going to have the ball last.
Yeah, it could be very simply a shootout where the person with the ball in the last minute wins. That'll be very exciting for us on our broadcast here at SCSN.
Oh, such a happy crowd.
Yeah, this has to be nerve-wracking for the opening game for Vacaville. You got to love what you're seeing from your offense. You've seen some dynamic running that you haven't seen necessarily in the past couple of years with the strength of Jackson and the speed of Hunt. So you got to be happy on the offensive end, but obviously defensive holes with Liberty have to be alarming if you're a fan of Vacaville. My lunch caught up with me for a second there. Yeah. So Dutt in the shotgun, pump fake, double move, wide open. He connects it with Hinosa. He can walk into the end zone for 6. Ryan Dutt fooled that cornerback so bad.
Chris, you kind of have a face right now. What's going through your head?
What? That was probably one of the best moves I've seen in a high school football game. That was just mind-blowing right there. That looked like an NFL-type route. Perfect perfection to the stop and go. He did a little extra, too. He chopped down, did a little spin move, and then went and just absolutely fooled the corner outside for that amazing touchdown.
And I was looking at Dutt, and Dutt pump faked so hard with 2 hands. And so, picture perfect route. Both guys on the same page, and Liberty is up 42-38. What an amazing game. Back and forth, back and forth. Liberty scores on the big connection from Dutt to Hinosa. And Hinosa, after Sione Vaki really dominated that first half, Hinosa's big playability, he scored 2 touchdowns now in the second half on huge runs.
Absolute X factor in this ball game. Just, I'm still mind blown by that route.
Yeah,
I mean, that was picture perfect, like you said, Brian. Just worked with perfection, and you know, they obviously practice that. You know, practice makes perfect. They practice that in practice, and it translated well into the game.
Yeah, and I believe Hinosa came into the game with 4 touchdowns. I think that's his 3rd one this game alone. So the difference between a junior year and a senior year really making a difference for Liberty as this pooch punt fielded by Abramowitz. He makes a cut, makes a second cut, and he's going to be down at the 42-yard line. So that's the up back that seems to be on it and realizing Liberty's kicker's not really having great leg strength. So excellent field position for Vacaville. 11:43 left in the 4th quarter after that quick strike by Liberty to start out this exciting 4th quarter, we hope.
See if Vaca can answer back with their little bit of magic.
And so wing T, Mitchell under center, hands it off to the tailback Warfield, and he is wrestled down at the 40 for a loss of 1. So Dylan Warfield sniffed out in the backfield. And so you don't want to see your offense go backwards if you're Vacaville. This is a huge 2nd down. You want to be 3rd and manageable. Fakes it to Jackson, hands it to the tailback, and they sniff it out yet again. Right at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and long. Liberty is living off of this momentum.
I don't know if it's just poor offensive line from Vacaville or if it's just exceptional defense from Liberty.
Yeah, and Liberty's front 4, you see Hammer there, not the tallest defensive lineman you'll see, but they're getting good penetration. The offensive line for Vacaville isn't moving Liberty backwards. It's pretty impressive. You wouldn't expect it from just the sheer eye test. And Mitchell swallowed up in the backfield, but he lets go of the ball. He completes the pass to Island, and Island picks up an inconceivable 1st down.
Mitchell took a big hit on that one, but definitely paid off as they get the 1st down and more.
There was pressure right in the face of Mitchell, but he stood his ground, and he delivered an accurate throw over to Island. And because there's so much pressure, there's nobody in the Liberty secondary to really stop him until he got to the cornerback safety level. So he picks up the 1st down. Huge 3rd down conversion for the Bulldogs. Abramowitz in motion. Fumble. Lions say they have it, and they do. Huge momentum shift for Ethan Dumond with the fumble recovery.
Game changer. Just like we were talking about, that one turnover could be the difference maker in this ball game.
And the flag was thrown. Excessive celebration?
Yeah, potentially, but if you're Liberty side, coming off of a 4-6 campaign last year, you gotta love what you're seeing from your football team. A lot of dynamicism from both sides, creating a 2nd turnover now in crucial crunch time in the 4th quarter with a 1-possession game.
It looks like it looks like Butterfield's back on the field. And, you know, key thing here, and it's kind of a gray area on what you want to do as far as, you know, strategy as a coach. But, you know, 10-17 left in the ball game. You're up by 4 points. You wonder if, you know, Coach Patridge is going to kind of milk the clock, you know, take the time to, you know, wind the clock down and keep that lead and just march down the field nice and slow.
And we've seen so many different elements from this offense. We've seen them with the big plays, but we've also seen them get chunks of yards to eat away clock as well. So it's a great point by Chris to see what kind of philosophy this offense has with Butterfield in the pistol. He hands it off. Great cut to the right side. He's going to get past the corner. He has the edge. He's turning on the Jets. Hunt is trying to chase him down from behind, but he won't get there. Ken Roy Higgins for eating clock. And there's a flag afterwards, probably about the celebration. But we'll look at this huge play by Higgins. 60-yard touchdown run out of the pistol. Higgins is going to gut back to his right once he gets a handoff. He sees a hole wide open, and that's just bad defense from the corner, giving up that edge.
Narayan definitely should have set the edge right there. Force him back in. If you set the edge right there, he comes back into the middle of the field.
Did it just get negated?
It got called back, and the fans are not happy on the Liberty side. Unbelievable. There must have been a hold on somewhere on the offensive line side to give him such a big hole. I wonder if we can see the play potentially one more time. But if we can, we have to believe there was a hold somewhere to open up that big hole on first and 20 for Liberty. Shift.
Back they're going now.
It could have been. There's no sound.
All right, I don't know what just happened there. I didn't really see anything.
Definitely game changer.
Yeah.
You know, just in that one play. You know, we success the celebration. You know, we saw the dead ball foul, but see the holding call right there.
It wasn't even a holding. It was unsportsmanlike conduct, or was it both? So there was a holding and unsportsmanlike conduct, which is what pushed him back.
So there's Butterfield.
And so Dutt, 2nd and 34. Gonna heave it down the field. So Liberty wants pass interference called. So 3rd down and forever for Butterfield and the offense.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened with the whole touchdown, not touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct, holding. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it's been a huge call in this game because you take 6 points off the board, you deflate the excitement that Liberty had, and it's hard to really rebound from that. 3rd and 34, Butterfield trying to buy time, heave it down the field, into coverage, and is intercepted by Narayan. So a huge mistake, a turnover on that side of the field. Liberty is not happy. They wanted an after the play foul on one of the Vacaville defenders, Mills, I believe.
15 on 15 again.
Yeah.
And he pulled the choke. Oh.
So Narayan with the interception after Butterfield tried to make thing. he got some pressure, tried to step up, and he threw it into coverage. It just kind of floated out there, and Narayan puts the Bulldogs in great position, and they are going to call a penalty against, I believe it was Mills, Devin Mills, one of the corners, after the play.
A great job from Narayan right there. You know, Vaca playing their cover 4 type of defense.
All right, so Vacaville will start at the 46-yard line. Abramowitz in motion. They're going to play action pass. Mitchell has a good, clean pocket. Going to throw it out of the reach of Hunt, though. No wide receivers were open. So they really went max protect, only had about 3 receivers in the route. Everybody else was trying to give Mitchell time to throw. So a risky, inaccurate pass on first down. It's kind of a surprise, and I think it was trying to keep Liberty off guard by going with that play action pass, but right now you got to get yards to get this lead back. Hunt, right up the gut. He bowls over one of the Lion defenders.
What?
Is that an optical illusion? I guess low man wins in football, and nobody's lower to the ground than Hunt is. So amazing heart and determination by Trevon Hunt. 3rd and 3. There you get a look at Butterfield, who threw that interception into backfield, and Jackson is wrapped up for a loss. So big 3rd down stop by the Lions defense. Gonna put them in a position to either go for it or punt and trust the defense. Looks like the offense is going to stay out there.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put your offense out there. It's, you know, 4th quarter, 8 minutes left. You know, 4th and 5, midfield. You got to go for it right here.
So huge play. Oh, it could be a penalty on the Lions as one of the defensive edges jumped, but were they drawn off sides? This is a 4th and 5 situation, so it's against the Liberty Lions. Vacaville picks up a first down. If against the Vacaville Bulldogs, going to be 4th and long. Can't believe that penalties are the big factor, and it is against the Lions. And so they're determining whether this 4th and 5 is enough for a first down or if it's going to be 4th and inches.
Looks like we got a 4th and 1.
So it's still 4th down, 4th and inches. But when you have a big bruising back like Timothy Jackson, you got to love this way more than 4th and 5. But we saw in that last 3rd down play, that running play was taken down for a tackle for loss. So huge 4th down play. Mitchell under center, hands it off to Jackson. He dives forward for the first down. Keeps the drive alive.
The entire momentum of this game shifted. It was all Liberty, and now it's kind of just they're still a little trying to get back into things, a little bit devastated after all the calls that have been called against them. And
Mitchell, man in motion, throws it up for steal, and he tries to dive for that one, but is out of bounds, out of the reach of the tight end.
Mitchell has taken a lot of hits in the dropping back and actually passing the ball tonight. So we'll see how much longer he can take those, because those are getting to him, I feel like.
Now a lot of people are DeAndre Francois from Florida State, get hit night after night and keep on going. Cameron Mitchell under center, 2nd and 10. Hands off. Oh, to the outside. Oh, he stumbles. Can't get the first down, but Ethan Howdyshell, they really got the Lions defense to buy on that up back fake with the Jackson. Howdyshell had some room but lost his footing there. 3rd down and 6, I believe, or actually it's going to be 5. 7:04 and counting in this 4th quarter. Seems like this game keeps having big moment after big moment. It's been going the way of Vacaville so far, but they are still down by 4 points. They hand it to Jackson. He stumbles forward, not going to get the first down, but it's going to make 4th down a lot more manageable. And I think they're going under the assumption that they're going to have to go for 4 downs from here on out. So that was a play to make it 4th and 2 from a 3rd and 5.
This could be the deciding factor in this game. You know, coming down on 6 minutes left, fourth and short. We'll see what happens here.
Fake it to Jackson. Howdy Shell has room. He has the corner. He has all green in front of him. Touchdown, Ethan Howdy Shell.
They executed that play perfectly.
Absolute great pancake block on the outside. Set that edge, gaping hole, and great job from the Bulldogs to take this lead this late in the ball game.
The junior running back is pumped. Gets some love from his quarterback, Cameron Mitchell. Vacaville takes the lead by 2. Important point after here to make it 3. But, man, back and forth, this game keeps going. 4th lead change of the second half. Liberty took the lead right out of the gate after a couple 3-and-outs. Vacaville took it back, and then it went one more time that way. So yet another penalty. A lot sloppier the second half in regards to penalties, and none more crucial than the personal foul called against Liberty on that touchdown run that would have put them up double digits. So Brandon Talton with the point after attempt. (44-42) is your score. That one up and through. 45-42. Did you guys think 87 points between these two when we got here this afternoon?
Not at all.
Yeah. This has been an exciting game, back and forth. So many crucial plays to get to this point. It's really a matter of who stays disciplined this last 6:20 left in this ball game.
We'll see who Liberty comes out with, whether it be Butterfield or whether it be Dutt.
I think it's going to be Dutt. I mean, he's walking
Dutt
around
has
with
his helmet on,
and
but
Butterfield doesn't. So
yeah,
and he's talking to the coach. So I'm going with Dutt.
And I think that's the wise move. Dutt has been a real good leader for Liberty. Even though Butterfield does have one of the 6 touchdown drives, Dutt has the other 5. And we've seen the double move, so this is far from being a safe lead.
Vacaville's really got to buckle down on defense, step their defense up even more, and see what they can do here to see if they can stop Liberty.
That kickoff is fielded in the end zone for a touchback. So the Liberty drive will start at the 20-yard line. 6:20 left in this ball game. Ryan Dutt out there. Yeah, Ryan Dutt is out there. Got to look out for that connection with Zane Hinosa. And so this first down play at the 20-yard line. He has Higgins as his running back. Hinosa by himself at the bottom of the screen. Vaki with the sweep, and he gets tackled down by Levengood. And he was the only man to make that play, and it was crucial for the big man to make it.
Great job from Levengood right there. Able to come off his blocker right there and set that edge on the outside to keep the running back from getting a nice gain.
Yeah,
on that
Vaki
side.
only 2 yards. We've seen him bust huge gains over the course of this game. It's easy for a defensive end to get the pressure, but to disengage your blocker, like Chris said, was impressive from Levengood. Dutt bobbled the snap, tosses it over to Higgins to the left side, and he dives forward to try to salvage that play, but it's going to be around a 1 yard gain, 3rd down.
Even though there is only like 5 minutes and 20 seconds with the running clock, this is a pivotal drive. Like, this is crucial depending on how Liberty is going to come out and either come on top and get the first down and keep this drive going, or if they're going to have to punt it away.
So 4 wide receivers, Higgins the back, 3rd down and 8. for Ryan Dutt and the Liberty offense here with 5 minutes left in this game. Roll out to the right side, steps up, throws, and it is incomplete. Great pressure in the backfield to knock away the throwing arm of Ryan Dutt.
What do you do here? Do you punt the ball with 4:54 to go? Do you go for it? I mean, you're pinned back at your own 20 with 4:54 to go. Do you put the trust in your defense to stop the Vaca High's offense, who's absolutely had their way with the defense? It looks like they're going to punt the ball, but it's a hit or miss right here.
One thing to note, though, Butterfield is the quarterback we've been seeing, and he is the punter. So maybe a fake if you're really trying to get tricky, but we'll see how Liberty plays it with Jay Butterfield.
No, that would have been something.
And he punts it away, a high lofting punt. Vacaville kills it, and it's going to be fielded on the Liberty side of the field still as Vacaville, great field position at the 47-yard line. So Liberty now has to trust their defense. Vacaville has exact offense you want in this situation where you're trying to burn clock. And so it's going to be important for Liberty to try to get a 3-and-out here so you don't burn so much of the time.
Vacaville, runs the ball majority of the time, so that keeps the clock moving, so that puts even more pressure on the Lions defense.
Mitchell hands it up to Jackson. He's going to be swallowed up in all of that traffic inside for a gain of 2. Second down and 8.
And because it's the fourth quarter, there is a running clock, correct?
No, because it's a 3-point game. That's not a running clock.
Okay.
So if it was, usually we see blowouts here, so we're so used to fourth quarter running clocks. But no, the clock stops for out of bounds. It stops for timeouts. So this is still anybody's ball game. It's important for Liberty to make a stop, but Hunt gets a first down run to the right side. And that's going to improve the chances for Vacaville because you get a fresh set of downs. You've burned a minute off the clock already. And you're looking to burn off some more. So the ball is at the 35-yard line. 3-point ball game. Mitchell under center. Hands it off to Hunt in the backfield. Breaks one tackle, but can't break the other Lions who feast on the running back.
That was a good one. I'll give you that one.
Lions on the hunt. That Dutch.
That works.
I got that, Brian.
That works.
I caught that one.
I got that one. I was like, yep, that
I was
works.
waiting for you to say something, I promise.
Okay. But that is a 1-yard loss by Trevon Hunt. So it'll be second down 11. As long as Liberty keeps him out of the end zone and gets the ball back, Ryan Dutt is still warming up on the sideline. We've seen the quick strike ability from Liberty. Man in motion. They hand it to Jackson. Jackson stumbles forward at the 32-yard line. So it'll be third down and long. So the tall running back, Jackson, gained 5 yards on that play. Ball at the 32-yard line. Third down and 7 to go. Got to expect another run here as we approach 2 minutes left in this ball game. They hand it off inside to Howdy Shell, I believe. No, that's Abramowitz, and they get a first down. Unbelievable, huge first down pickup. So now 2 timeouts left for Liberty. You'll see them start as with 2:39 left in the ball game.
Check that, Brian. That's your second timeout. One more to
go. Yeah, one of the crucial ones was early in the third, they had a drive over to the other side of the field, and they had to burn a timeout on defense. So that really hurts them here, where they can only stop the clock one more time here with 2:39 left in the ball game. So both sides are going to huddle up. Vacaville leads 45-42. Been a great back-and-forth ball game between these two really tough clubs. Offense abound as 87 points have been scored. 12 touchdowns, 1 field goal. If you like offense, this has been your game. if you like defense, you might want to look away.
Might break your heart just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All right, so the timeout is done. Mitchell in the huddle with 2:39. Hand it off to Hunt to the right side. He makes a cut. And he's upended after a nice gain on first down. Stayed in bounds. Clock rolls. Liberty will try to stop them here on second down. Probably use a timeout if they get it down to a fourth down situation. So Vacaville's band seems a little confident as they're walking out
See ya.
of the stadium. They know the strength of this running game. And we talked when this drive started. This is the offense that burns clock. They've burned over 2 minutes already. Jackson with the handoff. He is tackled short of the line to gain. So it'll be third down and short. Liberty calls their final timeout.
This is a game right here. Third and short.
Anything could happen, really.
Yeah, and really Liberty needs to stop. Vacaville will probably go for the field goal, I believe. Or, you know, you try to get it if it's third down and 2, fourth down and 2. Maybe you run for it. So on the off chance Talton misses the field goal, you don't want to give them extra field position. But because either way they need – actually, the field goal would put it into touchdown to win. Liberty doesn't really have a strong timeout is over. Liberty's defense is back out on the field. 1:56 left in the ball game. Liberty's side of the bleachers trying to cheer on their defense to get this huge third down stop. 3rd and 2. This is right in Vacaville's wheelhouse. They picked out 2 huge third down runs already on this drive. This is the third one. We'll see how successful they are. Hard count. And the Lions jump off sides.
You know, usually on something like this, you see maybe 1 or 2 guys. Their entire defense jumped on that one, and I'm just absolutely in shock right now.
Yeah, that that was clearly the plan coming out of the timeout. Give the hard count. Javon Hunt already waving his arms, trying to get the Vacaville fans to start celebrating this win because there is no timeouts, less than 2 minutes. Believe they can just run out the clock at this point.
Take a knee.
Take a knee. I'm not sure exactly if there is what the game, or excuse me, the play clock is in high school, but if it's 40 like it is in the pros, then they have enough time to just kneel this one away. And it looks like they are in the victory formation. Mitchell being surrounded by Jackson. And I believe Howdy Shell.
And they take the victory formation. How about that?
There's the
Nothing
knee.
sweeter than taking a knee if you're Cameron Mitchell with your first start of this 2017 campaign. Fellas, I think we could start wrapping up our thoughts about the game, honestly. So, Chris, what were your final takeaways from this game?
You know, I thought both teams played exceptionally well in the first game of the 2017 season. You know, the defensive on both sides of the ball, obviously not something to hang your head high on, but as far as the offensive side, I saw great things from both sides of both teams. Vaca High able to keep their running game as, you know, they typically do, you know, their foundation of their offense. And Mitchell throwing the occasional pass actually set the tone in some situations there. And as far as the Lions, Dutt and Butterfield, you know, them mixing in and out. You know, Butterfield actually had 1 or 2, you know, good drives. But as far as Dutt and the running game in Hinosa and just the overall performance of the Lions offense, they have nothing, you know, to hang their head on.
Yeah.
Their offense played exceptionally well. It was just the defense. And, you know, as I say, defense wins championships.
And, Josh, you talked about Timothy Jackson. What did you think of his performance here in 2017?
I think the first half he really showed exactly what he left off with last year, but the second half he kind of like he toned it back a little bit. You could tell like he was just like being patient, waiting for the right holes. But obviously, still he proved himself as an exceptional now fullback as he is this season.
So I believe this is enough to run the clock out, but there's some sort of malfunctioning with 39 seconds left on the clock, and it's 4th down apparently. So maybe Liberty has enough for a little Hail Mary, but not quite sure. And wouldn't that be something? We recap this game of a Vacaville win. You get a little double move on the outside with Enosa. Well, we'll see if this is indeed 4th down in 39 seconds. As soon as they kneel, when the clock stop, and yeah, he is coming to town, and he's teaching defense, offense, special teams.
That's funny.
A little bit of humor here.
Yeah, I like to keep things light.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on right now.
So it is the 4th down. They keep putting time back on the clock. It's gone from 30 to 39 to 44 seconds. So who knows? This wild game, it started out fast and furious with scores aplenty. It would be fitting that the last end of the game would be kind of wacky, yeah. All right, so, it is 3rd down with 44 seconds left. So they're going to hand it to Howdy Shell. He has the edge. Oh, he's going to go in for the touchdown.
Insult to injury.
Yeah,
right there.
and Liberty not happy. So Howdy Shell's 2nd touchdown run, and that's going to cement it. Not going to cement our broadcast because now they have 37.8 seconds to try and put some window dressing on this score.
Jeez.
But it is a 2-score deficit Liberty faces now with a 9-point ball game. They're going to kick the extra point, try to make it 10. Obviously, Liberty needs a quick score. Onside kick, another quick score if they want to win. So not looking pretty for the Liberty side of things. So Howdy Shell with the garbage time touchdown. It is an important score because it puts Vacaville out of reach, but it's kind of like the Super Bowl where the guy kind of ran and he fell inbounds to keep the clock running.
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember which Super Bowl that was a couple years ago.
To keep it running? Or
yeah, to keep it running because if they scored, the other team would have had enough time to try to make a comeback. It might have been.
When they were punting and they ran inside the end zone to keep the clock running?
No. It was a long touchdown, potentially touchdown scoring run, and he just kind of fell back. Rashad Jennings, it might have been, with the Giants.
Oh, gosh.
I'm blanking on specifically what I'm thinking of, but
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, if Howdy Shell just went down, game would be over. Wouldn't have 37 seconds left of football activity. But, hey, will we get some extra plays to call? You guys want to try play-by-play for the last 37 seconds?
No, but I will say that one thing about Vacaville is they just established that they have 4 great runners. With Abramowitz, you have Jackson, Hunt, and Howdy Shell.
Yeah.
That is a lethal group right there that can put some hurting on your defense.
Yeah, Howdy Shell's runs have been really great schematically where they just bite so hard on Jackson and the presence he has that it opens up the edges for Howdy Shell to just walk in untouched like he just did on that touchdown run. 10-point game, 37 seconds left. They're going to kick the ball off. And Santa is going to give them the key to success. Maybe there's a Christmas miracle left for Liberty.
You never know. You never know.
Christmas miracle in August?
Could come early here.
Yeah.
That'd be something. They're down by 10, so.
Yeah, a lot will have to go right for Liberty.
We have to get like a pooch kick, touched by one of the Vacaville Bulldogs, picked up by Liberty, run for the end zone, and then try and pray that that happens again.
All right, so Talton, he's been great with the touchbacks. He's got a lot of opportunities to kick the ball, as this would be his 9th kickoff, as that one goes into the end zone for yet another touchback.
And a flag.
Oh, of course. Seven touchdowns, 1 field goal, and obviously you kick off to start off a half or the game. So we'll see who this flag is on. There's been a lot of flags here, and the biggest one is that one on the touchdown run Liberty had that set them back to 1st and 34, I believe.
Yeah.
So a 25-yard penalty.
We'll definitely have to take another look at that and just see exactly what happened and see if we missed anything. But I believe it was a holding and then an unsportsmanlike conduct.
On top of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was I thought it was a game sealer for Liberty, because
I thought so too.
The entire crowd erupted over here on the visitor side of the benches. So there was a hold on the kickoff, so this drive will start from the 10. Dutt in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers.
Throw in a prayer.
11 good in the face of Dutt, and he hits his receiver, Lamar, but he cannot corral that one. It's 33 seconds. So they're not looking for the Hail Mary. They're just trying to chip away at this one. So roughing the passer against one of the Vacaville pass rushers, either Levingood or I think Mills. Kyle Mills was the 2 defenders that were in the face of Dutt. So the refs, they don't want to go home. They want to keep calling it the way they see it. So a lot better field position, 25-yard line. Dutt probably will go either to the sidelines or try to toss a Hail Mary here.
With 33.7 seconds, I'm assuming probably going down the sidelines again.
And you want to stop the clock. Obviously, they used all their timeouts on the Vacaville offensive side of things to try to get the ball back. Couldn't get the ball back. Vacaville scored what looks to be the game-sealing touchdown. But Liberty's still a fighting chance. 94 points. Wow.
We do have a double move. That could happen.
They do, but if they bite on a double move in a 10-point ball game with 30 seconds left, there's some serious coaching.
Yeah, I think Coach Pop would probably throw a fit, and I would not blame him.
All right, so the play is about to be underway as the whistle blows for Liberty. Steps up, wheel route, and Lamar tumbles. Excitement here at Tom Zanito Stadium, raining over that little boy so much that he cannot stay conscious. That kid, on the other hand, cannot wait, as Dutt, I believe, spiked the ball.
Yeah.
And, all right, staring contest with that little boy right now. We'll see if somebody goes out and he knows he's on camera. Man, he's harder to cover than Hinosa right now, as he's showing some speed, trying to get out of the camera shot. All right, so after a completion, 23 seconds left. Santa on the sideline. Liberty trying to get a touchdown here. Who knew Santa had a ponytail?
I mean, it's
2017 Santa.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of got to be expected.
Does Mrs. Claus like that?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. She don't seem like the type that would like a ponytail on a man.
If you rock the man bun, Santa with the man bun.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. A Santa with a man bun. I definitely want to see him try that, because he's got the hair. He's got the hair.
I might convert to Judaism if I see Santa with a man bun. All right. Dutt steps back, launches deep down the field. Hinosa out of bounds.
Smile for the camera.
Yeah, and Elizabeth doesn't move down there.
She doesn't. She's like, you're going to go
There's
around
a top
me.
wide receiver running straight at her, and she's getting close-ups of Trevon Hunt, as you can see there from down on the field angle. They say baseball's too long. But the final 30 seconds of this game have been about 5 minutes. So Ryan Dutt, 18 seconds left. Low snap. He's being chased by Brown. Going over to his right. Throws across his body. And he completes the catch to number 15, John Fio.
That's going to do it.
No, it's going to, because on a first down, the clock stops. So
reset the chains.
They're going to reset the chains. Going to spike the ball. 7.3, 6, 5, 4, 3. And they're just going to go with the play. Hail Mary. And they're going to go to the opposite side. Dutt throws across his body over the field. Gets a nice 20-yard chunk to add to his statistics. But that's going to do it. Vacaville Bulldogs defeat the Liberty Lions 52-42.
What a score.
We kind of went through our final thoughts, so let's just wrap things up here at the Solana College Sports Network. We've kept you waiting long enough if you've so graciously stuck to the end of this game. For Brian Nelson, Chris Zavaglia, Josh Kinder, everybody here at Solana College Sports Network, we'd like to thank you for watching. Vacaville Bulldogs defeat the Liberty Lions 52-42.